I am a microphone killer. 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 I am my third eye. Vision is optical, bird's opposition like suspension from the ceiling in Mission Impossible. I shine at the lightest hours. The bright devour hit you from the Eiffel Tower with a sniper rifle's power. Life is sour, so I'm bucking my face. Walk around cussing and crazy like hood niggas with guns in their waist. Speak now or be passed out. We lay the smack down on whack clowns who back down from rap rounds with act rounds. So why you acting hard? I make you jump higher than crisscross on a trampoline after shock with a cattle prod. Lost your mind, I hope you find it. Put a survivable hole in your head, the rest of your life you'll be open-minded. Weak MCs don't speak to me, you couldn't reach or see my frequency equally with Dennis Cade seeking me. Recently, teaching me is not to be done easily impressed. I speak with these frequencies equivalent to
I am a microphone killer. 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 I am a microphone.
What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live in effect. Sunday, not Saturday. It is Sunday out here in Maryland. Sun was up a little bit, but it was kind of hidden by for the most part, the clouds. It was hot behind the clouds most of the day. It did rain. It was one of them really hot, humid days that only the East Coast and other areas that are close to bodies of water can have. But you know, it's a place I like to call home. So how you guys doing, man? What's up with you guys this weekend? How y'all feeling? How was y'all weekend when everybody's gearing up for the July 4th situation? Some people couldn't wait and started to set off fireworks already. You know what I mean? Like keeping you up at night with the fireworks, which is completely unnecessary. But hey, do you, I guess. No harm, no foul, I suppose. Yeah, I was trying to get to bed last night, man. They was letting them bad boys off real heavy. It's crazy. All right, who we got in the chat? Let's take a look here. What's up, Planter? What's good? I like that little statue logo you got right there. Man will never be free until the last king is strangled with the entrails of the last priest. Dennis did it all. Okay, word. Jimmy Bennett, what up, champ? How you feeling, man? We got you here today, my man. Civic Maker, perfect attendance as usual. Truth is here. What up? What up? What's good? What's good, man? Oh, yo, Truth, hit my emails too. I got a question. I got some questions for you. But the last conversation we had, got a few questions for you. So hit me up when you get a chance. Down in Duval, what up? What's good? Dylan Shea, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, everybody hit like. Last time I checked, it was only 6 likes, but I pulled the video up like when I first got in here, so that could not be accurate. But yeah, everybody hit the like button, man. It's 14 people in here. What up, Alfonso? Sergio, what's good? Seattle in this mofo. What up, man? Hey, last time I've been to Seattle was man, I think the last time I went to Seattle was like 2016 or 17. I liked it, man. It was dope. It was dope. It was fun, man. That was the first place they had I had been to that had recreational MJ. So you could literally walk in the dispensary and grab like just go over the counter and buy something like that, man. It was very interesting, man, just seeing that kind of experience. Fun fact too, for any of my Maryland people out here, the state of Maryland basically just legalized recreational usage here if you're into that kind of thing. So all it really takes is an identification with a state ID, or you can use a passport card or a passport or something of that nature, and you can go right over to the your nearest dispensary, and you can I'm gonna say you can look at stuff. That's why I'll leave it at because we know there's a conflict between the United States corporation and the state of. It's still technically seen as a controlled substance according to the U.S., but the state of such and such doesn't see it that way. So it's again, this is back to that state versus the federal thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, just the first, you can actually go right into recreationally, go right into a store and buy it. It used to just be medical only. So me, I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I just interested in going in there to take a look and see what's going on, so I could let you guys know. The only one I went to was one not too far from where I was actually on the highway coming from work, so I went to one not too far from there, and it was real small. You know what I mean? The biggest one I've ever been to was our Planet. It was called Planet 13 in Las Vegas, and yo, that joint was it was very well organized, man. Like you walk inside the joint, they had people that can answer your questions, walk you around and stuff. And the display cases, they had little containers that looked like they were floating in the air, but they had like special little glass holding them up. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. But that's the most professional, highest dollar one I've seen. The other ones I've seen for the most part, and it's only been other like maybe uh two other ones are real small, you know what I mean? Not too particularly big, not many options out on the floor. They used to have little pop-ups back in 2017 and 18 in DC. Very interesting. It was a place called, it was a organization called Bright. What the hell was it? Eventbrite, I believe. And there was a like they you could basically set up events through them, and they'll share it on social media for a certain amount of money. And then you'll go ahead and you book the event or whatever. And when you book the event, you could just show the ticket on your phone when you get to the door. You walk in, and dude, it was interesting because they would rent out like old buildings, and they had like this one joint had 4 floors, and it was anything you could think of. They had the little capsules, they had spaghetti sauce, honey, cookies, cakes, actual jars of the stuff. It was crazy. I'm like, yo, this is a culture. You know what I mean? But it was very interesting. But yeah, they got raided because they weren't great. They wasn't greasing the right palms, so they did get raided. Eventually, like the following year. So I'm not sure if they even still do them anymore. But yeah, there's that. Again, federal and state. Now the crazy thing is, I'm trying to figure out how the hell he was able to do that in DC. Because we know what the United States is. Like that's technically, you know what I mean? That's the equivalent of selling like, you know what I mean, some rock or something like that. It's still illegal. And it's in DC. So it's a situation where like, yo, that's literally the US. Y'all are bugging. But it was interesting. Moon looks dope right now. I did not see the moon. I probably won't because I'm gonna be here with you guys. Let U.S. citizens have their federal holiday. Word, exactly. Yeah, that thing hasn't been in effect since 1933 when they switched constitutions and put in the Federal Reserve Act. And we haven't been using gold or silver since. I mean, Independence Day really ain't what it should be anyway. You know what I'm saying? What up, Dylan? What up, Bishop? What's good, champ? What's up? What's up? What up, Time? Time is investments. What up, peace, peace? What's good? Keith Lamont, what's up, man? What's going on with you? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But yeah, man. So, I basically got a lot of reading done today. I was in the office getting work done, you know what I'm saying? Sliding stuff back and forth, notices where they needed to go at, you know what I mean? I've been doing a lot of researching, man, and I'm still learning more every day. You know what I'm saying? It's great because there's just never a shortage of information. It really is about, how you can take in the information and how, you know what I mean? How easy you can grasp onto it. Some stuff you might have to read 2 and 3 times, but being able to actually get out there and execute is the key. Um, I was in Bad Wolf's Telegram group too. I'm gonna put a disclaimer for those of y'all who are in them Telegram groups. I'm gonna put y'all down with some information. I spoke to Wolf about this. All right, I gotta be very careful who y'all listening to in them groups because I actually ran into a dude that was talking some goofiness. I don't know who this guy was. I never seen him. It's one of them guys that had an avatar as his face and some name that's not even, you know what I mean? It don't tie to him or nothing like that. So he could literally be telling you any goddamn thing. And somebody who's gullible or naive will believe it and end up in some serious shit. So when y'all out there in these Telegram groups, man, it don't matter what group you're in. Even mine, even though I try to vet mine as often as possible, and I try to keep it relatively small because when you start getting over 1,000 people, you just got all kinds of chaos. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've seen a few groups like that in Telegram where you just got people saying stuff left and right. You know, people selling all kinds of the people be selling all kinds of scam crap in those groups. And I'm like, yo, y'all just gotta be very careful, man, because I've even heard about people getting scammed out of their cheese messing with them Telegram groups. So, it's only so much Wolf's going to be able to do because, it's 1,000 people posting. Wolf can't be there all the time vetting the information. So luckily I was there to check the dude, and everybody who was there pretty much was watching what I was telling them. But again, even I can't be always there to watch what's going on in his group. So any group. So please make sure, what I'm saying, if somebody gives you some information, go ahead and check it over. If you can't verify the information, or, if it sounds good, but you don't know how reliable it is, don't hesitate to reach out and ask other people, and don't hesitate to look it up yourself, man, because it never hurts to do the research. It's better to measure twice and cut once with that kind of information. That's another thing too, man, but just got brought to my attention. Them crypto scammers. That's another thing. That's another thing, bro. I don't know how many times. First off, if you got somebody that just messages you and just says hi or hey out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? It's probably a scammer. Block and report. I've been included in groups that were started up investing in crypto stocks and all. I'm not interested in none of that at all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't interested in none of that. You give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Give me like literally 1 minute. Sorry about that. Had to let the fam in. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, those whole crypto scammers, investment trade scammers, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Be very careful when you're out there moving with those guys too. People asking for your Cash App and stuff. These are scams that have been going on for a long time. So please guard your grill. Be very careful with who you listen to with that kind of stuff, because you will be swindled. MR swindles for real. So hold on one sec. Sorry about that. All right. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much that. I do recommend you guys, hit my email if you do want to join my group. You know what I'm saying? We'll let you in, and we can go from there pretty much. Now I want to start off with some videos, but I'm gonna do things a little different today. I'm gonna go ahead and I got a co-host I'm gonna bring in a little bit. Some of you guys knew he was gonna be on here. He's sitting in the green room waiting patiently. You can go ahead and drop. Yo, speaking of, hey Tony, yo, hit my email, man. Tony, I know you just tuned in. Hit my email because I got a question for you too. Somebody reached out and asked me a question, but I'm not gonna bring it out to the public just yet. So go ahead and hit my email. I want to speak to you privately. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my man's been in the green room waiting very patiently. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Oh, he didn't disappear. I guess not. There he is. All right. So I got my man in the green room. As y'all know, the man, the myth, and the legend. You've seen him here before. He has a great channel where he drops great information. He has great information on trust as well. So if y'all need to get your trust set up, if y'all still riding around with your trusts, your car underneath the Inlegas, and you have not transferred it to a trust, please holler at my man, Fearless Floyd. What's good, champ? I'll mute my man. You got yourself muted though.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I have my dog in here. She's whining, so I had to go grab her some pig ears to shut her up while I'm doing the show.
That's all good, champ. What's been up with you though, man?
Man, hey, man, staying busy. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Hey, man, thank you for having me on the show. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be here and participate with your audience. Man, I can't make it every Sunday, but I try to make it as often as possible. At least I drop in, hit that like button, and then bail. So, you know,
Right.
I get in there and support my boy. I might, leave a little chat and, get out. But
True.
yeah, it doesn't matter where I'm at. If I have my phone, I'm going to go on and hit him up if I know he's on the air. So again, thanks for having me on. But I wanted to, since you were just talking about the crypto scammers, I had one of my viewers hit me up about it, and she's like, "Hey, why are you texting me? Why are you in Telegram asking me about my assets in a trust?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not. I don't hit anybody up for any of that stuff. And, so she starts sending me screenshots, and of course, everybody knows what my logo looks like, with the flag and the lightning bolt. So this is how it works. Okay. And if you really want to know exactly how it works, go to, they actually took it off the air because I think Vice went bankrupt, but season 10, episode 4, called Catfishing by Captives. And this is how it all started. When the crypto started taking off, the Asian gangs decided they wanted to get in on it. So they had all the low-level street hustlers. They brought them in, put them all on computers and little like boiler room telemarketing rooms. So all they do is sit there on the phone all day long and capture people's information and then send it out as an anonymous somebody else, especially like, Bad Wolf, myself, A6, somebody that, has some cachet with their name that people would trust. They adopt these personas and act nefariously. So what had happened is they kind of outgrew themselves. What they've done is set up a fake crypto platform. Okay. So as you're looking at it on your screen, it looks just like Coinbase or, any one of the other ones that are out there. No different. Okay. They developed these relationships. Eventually, like I said, they ran out of street hustlers. They started getting pressure from these other countries to crack down on it. So they've left their home turf and expanded out into other Asian countries with less governmental intrusion upon their nefarious acts. So now they started placing ads across the world looking for people to come over. So when these people come over and solicit for these jobs, first thing they do, ask a series of questions. You got a passport? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Now they're held captive.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. When you watch this Vice video, I was like, what? Yeah. They make them work without sleep for like a week straight until they get something. They zip tie them to bunks where they can't sleep. They beat them with pipes if they don't produce. Oh yeah, bro.
And this is people traveling over there to get a job.
To get a job, yeah. They might be from like the Netherlands or the UK or Italy. Yeah.
That's crazy. I never heard about this.
Yeah, well, these are some of the ones that escape. They take their cell phone, the passport, take everything, and leave them without any contact. And of course, they didn't say anything about sexual abuse, so I don't know if that happened. But everything else is happening. But anyway, so now these people are held captive, and they have to scam you because otherwise they're going to have to stay up, or they're not going to get any food, or they're going to get beat, or whatever. So that's how they develop these relationships. So not only they just solicit you, they have this name like Tammy Jones, and it's this picture of some chick you've never seen before. Bam, hi, how you doing? And they always want to know where you're at.
Right.
Always want to know if you're a male because their target are men over 40. That's their target audience, but they will take anybody. What they try to do is they eventually let you get into thing, and they might bring up, hey, where your assets at? Or are you into crypto or this? And they try to steer the direction into the crypto. And then they show you, hey, come check out this portal. I've been making a bunch of money on this. Why don't you invest $100 or $50 or whatever you've got? And then of course it's a rigged game. So it shows they're making this, this profit. Oh, wow. I made $300 yesterday. Wow, I should put some more money in there.
Dang.
Well, this one guy got up to $12 million Yeah. 12 million. That wasn't what all he invested, I don't think, but that's where he was at. And of course, invested millions, multi-millions, and decided he wanted to pull some money out. And they told him no. And he's like, what do you mean no? And he kept trying. And eventually, they just disappeared, pulled the plug.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you watch this Vice thing, they hit people, they're hitting millions. They're up to like $250 million. No, $250 billion a year doing this scamming worldwide. Yes.
Anytime the technology advances, man, the scammers are too. We talked about this last month. Like when the cars started to get more technological, when you had to have key fobs instead of putting the key in the ignition and turning it. Now you got guys that are stealing keys with computers. They got laptops that steal the cars now. Cars can drive themselves. Oh, really? Now the cars can drive themselves from this guy stealing your car. Now he ain't even got to be in the car anymore. He can literally be across the block watching from a rooftop, stealing your car and making sure it goes to this location and gets stripped. You know what I mean? And yeah, they said, well, oh, they got the tracking device. Man, you think that stuff can't be disabled? Anything that can be put there can be taken off of it. And when you start dealing with computers, it's all about who's good with the keys, man. That's what it comes down to. But yeah, the hustles get more advanced, so does the scams.
Yeah,
it's a balance.
It was pretty scary when I took that deep dive down the rabbit hole and I found the answer. I was like, man, so
that is crazy.
Look, I don't solicit anybody for anything. All I do is I'll place ads on A6's Telegram, my Telegram, YouTube, etc. I just run ads. I do not solicit anybody for anything. So if you receive anything from me saying crypto, hello, how are you? And, we don't have any prior interaction, more likely than not, that's a scam. If you have my contact information, contact me immediately through Telegram, fearlessfloydshow@yahoo.com. If you have my phone number, it's easy to find. Call me. I'm not tripping if people call me. Okay, my phone rings all the time. People are like, oh my God, I'm talking to Fearless Floyd. Well, you called my number. Who would you else answer the phone? I mean, it's no secret. So, if I can prevent you from getting scammed, whatever that looks like, call me, man. I will sacrifice my time and effort and energy for you to prevent that from happening to you. And the reason I do that, and the reason I know so much about how all this works, the machinations of it, is because I used to run telemarketing rooms. Telemarketing rooms. Yeah. Bola rooms. Where we did the midnight move, our 90 days is up. It's time to go. I've done all that. Like I said, guys, I've had a crazy wild life. I've done a lot of things. I have a lot of information, a lot of experience. So when I share things with you guys like this, especially when I get into the fraud, the counterfeit, anti-counterfeit measures, they come from experience. This is talking to some of the best of the best, when I was in prison, hey, well, what do you want this, and I read, and I learned, and I knew what to ask them. So, the scamming things is a big deal.
Right.
So y'all, please be careful out there and be very wary of who you're getting information from. Even these people, in the Telegram groups, like A6 was saying, in Bad Wolf's Telegram, just telling you anything and everything. So beware of the information you're getting and who you're getting it from and the source. Always vet the source, man. Do your own research. Even when I get stuff and it starts doing a bunch of legal sightings, I go and I copy paste that legal citing and go verify whether or not what they state as that citing is actually true or not, because you will run across probably about 50% either totally miscited, or you can't even find them, or some sovereign citizen used it in one of their instruments and filed it into court, but it's in the court record, but doesn't mean it's precedent to use. So with that, I'll digress.
100%, man. Okay, let's get on to it, man. I want to go ahead and take a look at some of these videos. All right, where should we start, man? Where should we start? You know what? I want to kind of start at this video right here. All right, so Floyd, you seen the movie? What was that movie called? They Live. Have you seen They Live? Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I'm looking at this video right here, man. Peep this out.
The hole on the ground is the dish, and the tower itself is the feed horn. So when you remove these right here, it's basically electrical current that's running through these. So we're just going to take this off right here. Woo! Anyways, I did it too long. Burning it up.
3%. You can literally hear.
This is why you do.
You can literally hear the radio station. Now, for those of you who are thinking about trying this, I'm going to tell you up front, do not touch a radio tower because you will go flying across the city and you will land somewhere and you won't, your soul won't be in your body anymore. So don't worry about that. But it's going to be hilarious. And I don't think you want nobody looking at you flying across the sky. Don't touch a radio tower. It's extremely dangerous, okay? But as you can see, my man just had some cables and what you witnessed was an arc. So if the cable has, let's say you take, for instance, we have something at in a mechanic shop where you can use ground and power as like an etch. So what we would do back in the day, if we had like a little thief in our shop that would steal tools, because every shop has got the one guy that likes to borrow stuff and not put it back, and then like a couple months later he claiming it's his, he bought it from a truck or something. So what we would do is we would take it's like an engraver almost. You take the power and then you take the ground, and then when you you take the power, put it on the battery, the ground, put it on the battery. But then when you ground out the tool that you're trying to etch the name into, you take the etch pen and it creates a spark. And what it does is it engraves the steel. So it works similar to what just happened. That's why he was saying if I keep it on there too long, it's going to engrave or melt it, because the heat is basically from the ground and the power is engraving the steel itself. But the interesting thing about it is every time he put it there, you could actually hear the radio outside of the tower. That was crazy to me.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so crazy. The thing about it is, dude, remember the movie They Live where the towers were emitting the wave that was keeping everybody lulled to sleep? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when they destroyed the tower, or I'm not telling anybody to do anything, I'm just talking about the movie. So please do not take anything I'm saying and twist it or misconstrue it to engage in any goofy, illegal, or unlawful activity, okay? I'm going to put that out there. So when they destroyed the towers, right, the towers stopped emitting the radio waves, and then everything could be seen for what it was. So like when you looked at the wall, you know what I'm saying, the sign on the wall, it would say, eat at Joe's. But then when the waves got destroyed, it would just say consume, consume, consume. And then the people that were walking around, their faces looked like they were like aliens when the radio waves disappeared. That's interesting to me, man, because it makes me wonder how much of that actually plays a factor in what's happening.
Well, I've run across this one document where the CIA has admitted we're in a simulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, really.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole, Floyd.
Yeah, I know, and
so what did they say? It was a holographic projection, right?
Yeah, and then not to get off topic or anything, but the whole flat Earth theory thing, and that the Earth allegedly spins at 26,000 miles per hour. Those birds are strong, man. Be able to just fly wherever they want, spinning 26,000 miles.
Hey, check. Did you hear the one that birds aren't real? Did you hear that? Like they're actually monitoring devices. Like
I've seen those. Yeah, they have the little insects too that fly.
Yeah. They said the birds haven't been
kind of stuff.
Yeah, they said birds haven't been real since like I can't remember what year. It was like 19 something. But the government took like a certain amount of birds and they took them from wildlife or something, and they put drones in place, which made it easier to spy on people, because if it's a bird standing in a tree, you're not thinking about the bird listening or watching. But they were saying these birds are supposedly remote control. But that's what I don't know how true this is. And I didn't vet this information, but there's some people out there who swear up and down this is real. So I say it's worth looking into.
Well, they have videos of them, like prototypes in action. But I want to see the videos of one, laying in the middle of the street that's run over, that's got feathers, but inside the circuit boards.
Circuit boards, right?
Yeah, actuator arms, yeah, all that.
That'll be the day. That'll be the day, man.
Well, I'm at Walmart. I see all those pigeons laying around,
Exactly. I thought they were
birds.
just pigeons. You know what I'm saying? Crazy seagulls when you're at the beach.
Seagulls when I'm in Galveston. Yeah, same thing.
So I'm on Facebook a while ago, man. I saw this one video where this it would look like it was a pigeon and it was flying in place, like the wings were moving, but it wasn't going forward. It was just floating in place. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on there? That could have been a glitch because again,
they do that
holographic projection.
They ride the heat waves, the air current.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in Galveston, I'm always at the San Luis Resort, and I'm way up there on the 14th floor. So all the pelicans, they'll sit up there and they'll just ride that wind until they got to go scoop down into the water. But yeah, they look like they're floating in midair, just riding that current, kind of like a kite.
Word. Okay. All right, let's get on, shall we? Let's get on to it. I want to look at this video right here. Now, this is from a video called Guns and Gadgets. It's a YouTube channel. And this guy, he's not like a national or anything like that, but he does stay abreast on the basically the statutes, codes, and regulations that are put out there, you know what I'm saying, that do affect all of us, because these are the ones they're trying to enforce on everybody, not knowing the difference between law and legal. So let's go ahead and play this. I want to hear what this guy has to say.
A federal judge just destroyed the government's law related to felons in possession of firearms, and it's magical. We're going to want to pay attention to this one because this will be appealed, and I still think the way that this judge decided is going to lock this down going forward. Guys and gals, first I want to thank the sponsor of the video, and that's Blackout Coffee. At Blackout Coffee, we make the best coffee in the land. If you don't believe me, just give it a try, and I'll save you money on your order too. Check out blackoutcoffee.com/GNG. You can always use code GNG10 to save 10% on your entire order. We do coffee. We do loose leaf teas. We do hot chocolate. We also send coffee over to our treat. In 1992, 31-year-old Jesse Bullock got into a deadly bar fight in Jackson, Mississippi, where he was later convicted of aggravated assault and manslaughter. As a result of those felonies, Bullock served 15 to 16 years in state prison and lost several civil rights. Bullock also permanently lost his right to possess firearms and ammunition. At the time, the Second Amendment provided him no safe harbor and no protection. If Mr. Bullock was ever found with firearms or ammunition, he could be charged with a new crime, which is felon in possession of a firearm, and if convicted, sent back to prison. Well, obviously, something happened where he has appealed this before the court. Let's get into it. The government alleges that Mr. Bullock violated 922G1 by knowingly possessing a firearm on May 3rd of 2018 when he was about 57 years old. All right, that's 2018, and I want you to pay attention closely to the timeline I'm about to establish in this case. And think about, what if this was you and the government did what it did to this cat? Check it out.
So the Vanish holster, which you can actually see me wearing right here, is a holster that works with.
The grand jury returned its first indictment in August of 2018. It charged Bullock with knowingly possessing a firearm and demanded forfeiture of his firearms and ammunition, and sought a mandatory minimum 15 years in prison. Okay, August of 2018. The government did not arrest Mr. Bullock at the time. It's not clear that Mr. Bullock even knew about the pending charge. 14 months passed with no activity. That means over a year went by, he wasn't arrested, didn't go to jail. In October of 2019, the grand jury returned a superseding indictment. This charging document amended the sentencing request to no more than 10 years in federal prison, and again, more time passed. Bullock was finally arraigned in March of 2020, around the start of the pandemic. The magistrate judge held a detention hearing the next month. So now we're in April of 2020. After listening to the testimony, Judge Ball thought it downright silly to claim that Bullock poses a danger to his wife, contrary to her sworn testimony, contrary to the time that he's been out on bond from this very incident, several years, and no one feeling that he poses such a danger that they need to go pick him up as early as August of 2018 when he was first indicted. Judge Ball released Mr. Bullock on an unsecured bond, and Bullock has remained on bond ever since without incident. Hey, years have passed, with the courts just playing games with this guy's freedom. But that's not all. A series of pandemic-related continuances followed. The continuances were unopposed, as the U.S. Attorney's Office and federal public defender agreed that trials should proceed first for those defendants detained in jail. With the pandemic receding in 2022, this matter was almost ready to be tried before a jury of Mr. Bullock's peers. In August of that year, 2022, now 4 years after the original indictment, he filed the present motion to dismiss. The court turns to that now. And what happened in that time frame, in that delay of the government actually doing anything to Mr. Bullock? Yeah, the Bruin decision happened. And the Bruin decision said that text, history, and tradition is the only test when it comes to a government law removing the right of someone's right to keep and bear arms inside and outside the home. And here we go with this judge's decision. Stand by, grab some popcorn. It's phenomenal. And District Judge Carlton W. Reeves of the Southern District of Mississippi said, in this case, the federal government seeks to imprison Jesse Bullock for possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. Mr. Bullock claims that this is a violation of his Second Amendment rights. He observes that he finished serving his sentence long ago, and the available evidence indicates that the firearm the government complains of was kept in the sanctity of his home. Yet, 922G1's ban on gun possession is a lifetime one. The question presented appears simple. Has the government demonstrated that, as to Mr. Bullock, the federal felon in possession ban is consistent with America's historical tradition on firearm regulation? The government says the answer is also simple. Yes. It points to more than 120 U.S. District Court decisions which recently determined that the government had met its burden, at least in those cases. This court is not so sure. The government citation to the mere volume of cases is not enough. There also is doubt about the process those cases used to determine the history of the felon in possession ban. In none of those cases did the government submit an expert report from a historian justifying felon disarmament. In none of those cases did the court possess an amicus brief from a historian. And in none of those cases did the court itself appoint an independent expert to help sift through the historical record. It is unsurprising that the government relies on jurisprudence filled with such methodological flaws. The same errors define the Supreme Court's own Second Amendment jurisprudence. In Heller, Justice Scalia's opinion for the court conducted a de novo review of history using the parties' briefs and amicus briefs from academics. This was surprising in light of Justice Scalia's long-held belief that, quote, sign-on multiple professor amicus briefs in a case are a political rather than an academic exercise, motivated by partisanship and hopes for preferment. It was further surprising, given Justice Scalia's disapproval of the court's, quote, picking and choosing those studies that support its position, end quote, while, quote, never explaining why those particular studies are methodologically sound. Justice Scalia knew firsthand the risk of cherry-picking briefs to support one's ideological priors. Yet it appears that the court continues to engage in law office history. That is, history selected to fit the needs of people looking for ammunition in their cases, in constitutional interpretation. The judge starts to slay the government right here. Nonetheless, the standard announced by the Supreme Court in Bruin is the law of the land. It must be enforced. Under that standard, the government has failed to meet its burden. The federal felon in possession ban was enacted in 1938 not 1791 or 1868, the years the Second and 14th Amendment were ratified. The government's brief in this case does not identify a, quote, well-established and representative historical analog, end quote, from either era supporting the categorical disarmament of tens of millions of Americans who seek to keep firearms in their home for self-defense. American history might support state-level felon disarmament laws that at least would align with principles of federalism. It might support disarmament of persons adjudicated to be dangerous, as Justice Barrett found when she sat on the Seventh Circuit. She dissented in that case. And it likely does support disarmament of persons convicted of death-eligible offenses. The power to take someone's life necessarily includes the lesser power to disarm them. The government's arguments for permanently disarming Mr. Bullock, however, rest upon the mirage of dicta, buttressed by a cloud of law review articles that do not support disarming him. In Bruin, the state of New York presented 700 years of history to try to defend its nearly 1900s era gun licensing law, and that was not enough. Bruin requires no less skepticism here, where the challenged law is even younger. For the reasons that follow, therefore, Mr. Bullock's motion to dismiss will be granted. I will have a link to this decision down below. It's 77 pages. This judge slays the government, and it is phenomenal. We need more judges to do this, to grab them and shake them and do the right thing, because if all federal judges did their job and ruled according to Bruin, the anti-gunners would be gone from existence. Yet here we are still fighting. We are winning in federal courts. It does take time, and I am just like you. It frustrates me to no avail that it just can't be done lickety-split. But here we are. We continue winning, and a lot of this is because of the help that the gun groups are doing. So donate to those groups. Help those who help you, support those who support you, and you can also support Firearms Policy Coalition and Gun Owners of America by buying their blends of coffee at blackoutcoffee.com/GNG. Shameless plug, but we donate to those groups.
All right, I think that's enough right there. So there's plenty of information in there to unpack, man. And like we all know, there's a difference between firearms and arms. There's a big difference. Firearms is a commercial term. But back to what we were saying, a lot of these people that they have out here enforcing this stuff don't know the difference. So the question is, how the hell was that even a question in the first place? It literally said in the Bruin decision, you know what I mean? The text, history, and tradition. The text, history, and tradition, which basically says the people have the right to keep and bear arms, in so many words. So how is that questionable? That's my thing. You know what I mean? And this is something that a lot of people who are ex-felons, you never lost your right to bear arms. The court was basically jerking people over the whole entire time. You got people in jail right now because of that. People doing time right now because their rights were violated in so many words. And yes, they did elect to get lawyers and such, you know what I mean? But the fact still remains, they're not supposed to be sitting in jail because they exercised the right.
So what case was he addressing? Is that that recent Supreme Court case?
Well, the Bruin case was the one that passed a few months back that basically said, what was it? They basically were saying, because they used to have a system here for people that want to get handgun permits. If you decided to go ahead and contract, I was one of them at first. If you decided to go ahead and contract with the state, you can get a handgun permit, in which case certain states were not giving them out, believe it or not. Like if you live in Maryland, DC, New York, New Jersey, pretty much all the blue hellholes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Democrat or Republican type of dude, but facts are facts. These Democratic cities had these laws that were supposed to stop people from getting arms. They were called May-issued states. And what it basically was, even if you have no record at all and you go to apply for an arm, if you don't have a situation where you haven't had any, you haven't been robbed or you haven't been attempted murdered or stalked or something like that, if you go to apply, they would deny you. for a carry permit. It was like that in Maryland until the Bruin decision. So the Bruin decision happened, and then the states decided to overturn that. They said, all right, well, it's unconstitutional according to Justice Thomas and all the other Supreme Court justices that reviewed the New York Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. So what ended up happening was they said, all right, cool, well, you can have a permit. Every state is a shall issue state now, but you can't carry in these places. And then they got that blown out the water because Supreme Court said that's unconstitutional too, because the text, history, and tradition say that the people can pretty much bear arms wherever they're at. You know what I mean? Excluding places like a bank or such, you know, places like that.
Right.
I'm not sure how constitutional that even is because, you know what I'm saying? If everybody in that damn bank was armed and the motherfucker come in like, give me the money. You give me the money. You know what I mean? Never mind. Let me turn around and leave.
Well, hey, 3 years ago, they wouldn't let you in without a mask.
Yeah, how about that, man? Now you can't come in with a mask. I've actually seen signs around buildings in New York. You cannot come in here with a mask because them stick-up boys was getting busy. Like, yo, we can wear a mask. Oh, yeah, let's go, man. Put the shiesty on, man. Oh, dude, it's so many heists took place. But you know, it is what it is, though, man. That's the clown world we live in. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I would recommend looking into that. There's it's Guns and Gadgets is the channel, Guns and Gadgets, and you can if you guys want to look it up and go ahead and do some reading on the case law mentioned, go ahead and do that. All my ex-felons that watch the channel that do want to get their rights back or do want to contract with the state because you have that right. I suggest you look into that because the great things are definitely happening with Supreme Court getting busy, supporting our stance. Anytime we go exercise our right to travel and our right to violate it at a state level, which let's keep it a buck. Out of 10 times, they'll probably overstep about, I want to say 6 or 7 out of 10 times they'll overstep. They may give you tickets. They may try to tow your whip. You know what I mean? It depends on what trooper you run into. But when you go to federal and Supreme Court, that's when you lay the smackdown on them because they did wrong. It's a lack of education.
Yeah, it's bad. The lack of education. Did you see this video? It's floating around. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's a deposition, pink.
Yeah, I saw that. The one where the guy got pulled over or something like that?
No. She, I don't know the circumstances behind it, but she got 2 cops on a deposition, and this is an older case, but she just released it on YouTube. And my God, this attorney eviscerates these 2 cops. I mean, makes them.
Oh, you mean the one where they were asking them questions on the stand?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she was filming out front of the what was it? It was a courthouse, right? And then the cops came out and they locked her up and arrested her for filming outside. So they arrested her for exercising her First Amendment right in so many words. And they got him on that stand and they got it there. They got eviscerated. It was hilarious. The one police officer said, "Why did you think the judge said, not the judge, the lawyer said, why did you think it was okay to go up to her and put your hands on her and arrest her and put handcuffs on her and search her purse for holding a video camera?" And the cop was like, "Well, we can pretty much detain anybody." And the lawyer said, "Who told you that?" And he was like, "I forgot." Yeah, of course you forgot.
Uh-oh.
You don't want to snitch on your voice. That's what it is. So now you got to fall on the sword. That's what happens. That's what happens. Now you got to fall on the sword because you didn't do your research and you listening to what everybody's saying and you're not doing any kind of reading. You ain't trying to listen to nothing else contrary to what you believe. Now you got to fall because you're not going to rat your sergeant out. You're not going to rat out your lieutenant. And that was a chief of police that got arrested. Wasn't that a chief or was it a lieutenant? I think he was a lieutenant. Yeah, he was a lieutenant. But you're not gonna rat out your chief. You know what I'm saying? And this guy was a lieutenant and didn't know that he couldn't arrest people for exercising their First Amendment. A lieutenant. This guy passed the regulars. What is it? I don't even know what the street cop level name is. He passed sergeant. You know what I mean? He passed major. I think a major's beyond lieutenant, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Major's beyond lieutenant, or
Usually
okay.
they don't have they have majors in the here in Houston. We have majors in the sheriff's department. We don't have majors in the police department. They're a officer, a corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and then assistant police chief.
There you go. There you go. It's all military ranking anyway. It's all military. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was hilarious though. I did see that video. All right, let's move on. Now, are you familiar with CPNs, Floyd?
Who?
CPNs, credit protection numbers?
No.
All right, so there's a whole subculture where people use CPNs, which is fair. There's nothing illegal about using a CPN, okay? It's all about what you're doing with that CPN.
Are you talking about the 575 coupon?
No. CPNs are basically people that create a credit profile with a like an EIN type deal. They'll build up a credit profile and they'll use that credit profile to get credit cards and stuff, and then they'll use it to better their life pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a big misconception out there that CPNs are illegal, and they're not illegal. All right, fraud is illegal, but the CPNs themselves are not really illegal. So if you getting out there and you doing all kinds of shady shit with a CPN, you know what I mean? Whatever. That's on you. But let me play this video because I want to know what you guys' opinion is about this. This video is from a guy called the Credit Crusader. He wears a Deadpool mask. I think it's pretty entertaining. The guy's hilarious. But here's his video.
Stop, right there, turn around.
He stopped. They tased him anyway.
Tase him, get out.
How's it going, guys? That's right, Joe Power Credit Crusader, and I'm going to be doing something a little different today. You see, this video is surfaced of this guy trying to use a CPN, getting yoked up out of a car dealership in Atlanta, Georgia, of all places, and he gets tased at the end. I mean, it's definitely a nerve-wracking situation for the guy, if you catch my drift. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through the whole video and give you my 2 cents on it. Before we go any further, I'm going to let you guys know right now, this video is for education/entertainment purposes only. I do not condone fraud. This is not a call to action. This is just for entertainment and education. That is all.
And right now, before I play this video, 100% second that. I do not give any legal advice. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I'm just putting information out there. What you decide to do with this information is completely on you and your responsibility. And I bear no responsibility for what you do with it. There we go.
With that being said, let's go ahead and watch the video. Now, as you guys can see, this Cumberland Police, they've actually been at there's 3 different videos of the same police officers going to the same car dealership in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, I mean, before you play, I'm just going to let you guys know I told you guys not to do that. I said, Atlanta, Georgia, you want to stay the hell away from Atlanta, Georgia. Did I not say that? Just for the record.
November 25th, 2022, Chamblee police officers responded to a call at a dealership in Atlanta, Georgia, regarding a suspicious individual involved in a fraudulent car transaction.
All right.
You had a car fraudulently purchased.
How?
They used a deceased person's information.
How did y'all find out the person was deceased?
Bank called us.
All right, so this guy, the reason this guy's getting hemmed up is because he read the old paper trip book. Okay, this is why I tell y'all need to vet the information y'all read, because a lot of this information you guys are reading is old, and they created different fixes and patches. Look, this is literally the Matrix. Okay, whenever something happens or something like that, it can get patched. So if you find out a way to hack the Matrix or something, they might patch it so that specific way doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? This guy, if you read the first paper trip book, it tells you how it's possible for you to actually use a deceased person's identity. And at the time this information came out, it wasn't illegal to do so. There was no law for it because people weren't really doing it like that. So I'm not going to get into how to do it or any of that stuff. If you guys want to read about it, you can look at the paper trip. But again, you better be damn careful what you're doing, because a lot of these hacks have been patched by now. A lot of these glitches have been patched by now. We'll put it that way. But yeah, he's getting hemmed up because he used a fake person's social security number and whole identity, which is not smart at all.
All right. So what happened was this guy got a car like a couple days ago and used a deceased person's information, which he couldn't do, and he actually got the car. He left with the car. Now trick him into coming back. That's the thing that, I mean, it's unbelievable. They tricked his ass into coming back, and now he's waiting in the finance office right now.
Okay.
I called and then I backed it up to report on TLO. I also shared that with Detective
They
Clark.
use TLO.
Barbara, okay.
So now we told the person that referred the customer to us, we leave Florida insurance because the cars were registered in Florida. Told us to call. We said that the guy who bought the car is his dad. His dad's in the hospital.
At least he's basically saying, "Oh, the person who bought the car is his dad," because he knows that he wasn't supposed to be doing that, and is, I guess, using this as a way to defend himself or to protect himself in case it goes south, which it does.
He's coming from insurance. He's tricking to come back in.
They just said they tricked him to come back in.
Now the car that he pulled up in here, I just ran the tag, it's registered to another lady. It's not. Then when I ran the address of the lady, there's no guys that would fit his description.
I mean, the car he pulled in and it's not registered to him. That's him right there. I don't see why that's even pertinent.
Or the tag's not his car, whoever he is. But he also looks like the guy that came and picked the car up in the showroom. He's got video of it.
They got him on video picking the car up when he picked it up.
Did he say if he was the guy who came and picked it up?
We've been trying to get the guy suspicious of what we're doing. We don't want him to do that.
Okay. How old is the guy?
He looks like he's between 35 and 40 years old.
35 and 40. Black male?
Black male.
What is he wearing?
Gosh, he has baggy jeans on, and I don't know what color the shirt is. He's in the security. We got him in the finance office when you go in on the right, the middle office on the right side.
How many doors can you get out as we try to get off
you come down the hall, he can't get out at all.
Okay.
How many doors you can't get out?
So they're running a tactical on them already. They got two people at the other side. They got people outside the door. And this guy's still sitting in the finance office thinking that he's getting a service or something like that done. They got him to come back in the office somehow. I don't know how they did that. He got away. They actually yanked him back in.
Now, takes off on you?
Yeah.
You go down that hall, he can't get past you.
Okay, so once we go down the hallways, he's trapped.
Yeah, he's
trapped. All right,
that's why you.
See, these guys called the police because the bank alerted them that the car was fraudulently purchased.
Track his car in here.
Yeah, they'll get on foot and take off. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Side note, that new Corvette is beautiful. I love that. Yo, side note, did you see it? Hold on. That's worth a rewind. Side note, that new Corvette is absolutely stunning.
Was fraudulently purchased.
Man, I love that car, man.
Yeah, Z06 with Z51.
Was it a Z06?
No,
I think that was a Stingray. There it is, right there.
Yeah,
I think. Look at that thing. Oh, that's gorgeous. I think it's a Stingray. I don't think did they have a Z06 out yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're monsters.
Yeah,
man.
they'll get on foot and take off.
681.
So I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, he ends up doing that.
Bruh. It's nice.
Foreshadowing, yeah.
See that office right there?
Mm-hmm.
Right there? That's the office he's in.
All right.
The officers questioned him about his involvement with the fraudulent paperwork used to purchase a vehicle. The suspect denied any knowledge of the fraud, claiming that he was picking up a car for a friend.
Hello, how you doing today, sir?
I'm sure his heart.
The correct answer to that question is I don't answer questions. Off the rip. I don't answer questions. God damn it.
Heart's racing
Got your
right
license
about
on you.
now.
And it's looking like the guy behind the desk has no idea what's going on. He looked like he don't know what's happening at all. So this had to have been like the chief of the or the manager's call or something. Like what the hell?
This guy's like, what the hell are you doing here? He's like, are you here for me?
Right?
You don't have any identification on you?
No, man.
All right. What's your name?
They blurted out his name.
Again, am I being detained or am I free to go? You know what I mean? Am I being detained or am I free to go? Am I under arrest? Read me my rights, that type deal. And don't dig yourself deeper in the grave by running your mouth. And this isn't even pertaining to just this situation. This is any situation. Any situation where you got somebody with a arm and a gun and a firearm and a badge in their case, you know what I mean? And some handcuffs and some mace and a taser. Don't be answering a whole bunch of questions, digging yourself in the grave.
Can I ask you why?
I'm gonna explain everything to you in a second. What's your date of birth?
Why are you angry?
Sit down, sit down, sit down. All right. Yeah, you can go ahead and step out.
Sure, he wants to get the ladder right now.
All right, who's your dad?
He's like,
What you mean, who was my dad?
They say you came to pick up the car for your dad, correct?
No, I didn't come up to pick up a car for my dad.
Racing.
The car that you're up here in reference to, you didn't tell them that that was your father's car?
No, I didn't tell him that that was my father's car.
All right, so you give me your side of the story.
What are you talking about? I said I was coming up here to pick up some paperwork. I said I was trying to help someone.
Okay.
You're
Who's the
talking
someone?
about my friend, Eric.
So you didn't?
What he's doing right now, he's trying to answer these questions without being caught in a lie, which is very difficult to do.
Tell these people.
That was my dad. No, I never said anyone was my father.
Okay. How long have you known Eric?
I known him. Why? I'm just wondering
how do you
what
know
is
Eric?
going on? Can I ask you that? What is going on?
So the car that you came up here in reference to, there's some fraud that is involved in the car.
It's fraud?
Yes, sir. So your friend Eric, you know him how?
I know him. That's
All right, just so you guys know, this guy used a dead person's identity in order to make a CPN. That is the reason his ass is where he is right now. And the reason his heart is probably racing 1,000,000 miles an hour.
It's a person that I met.
Met where?
I met just out and about.
So
What do
you've
you
known
mean?
him how long?
A couple months.
Couple months. Okay,
Yeah.
and where's Mr. Eric?
Actually, he's I just got off the phone with him.
Where is Mr. Eric?
I don't know exactly where he's at.
By the way, in case you guys didn't know, it is not uncommon practice for more than one person to have the same social security number. It actually happens a lot more than you guys would think. That is something I did learn in the paper trip book. It is it is not a surprising issue to have two or more people with the same social security number. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, all of these numbers they were using and stuff like that, or these numbers that they reassigning, it usually goes by people's birth date, birth date and age and all that stuff like that too, and their name. So, you know, two people have the same social security number. That's not really uncommon.
See, the cop's trying to trip him up.
I was just told that
to see if he's telling the truth.
I was to come up here and hand him.
Right here is probably the time where you want to say lawyer.
Precisely. This dude freestyling right now. Like, he just looking at stuff around the room like, maybe I can use this in my argument. Bad idea.
I'm just saying.
Something and tell him that I was supposed to give him a piece of paper, or he was supposed to give me a piece of paper, and I was supposed to transport the piece of paper. That's all I was told.
So why didn't
He's trying to say that it wasn't him doing this. He's just a mule. He's just the guy that was sent to do the work of the guy who's really behind it all. That's what he's trying to basically paint a picture of right now to save his own ass.
Because he's not able to.
Why is he not able to?
He's sick.
So he's sick at home, sick in the hospital, sick where?
I don't know exactly where he's at currently. I'm just telling you, I don't know.
What's Eric's last name?
Put your foot in it.
Right.
I don't know his
Can't make this up, bro.
His phone number, sir?
Why?
You just said you got talking to him, right?
Yes, I'm asking you a question. You're
I'm
asking
investigating a fraud case. I've already explained that to you.
a fraud.
Now he's probably got shit in his phone that he doesn't want them to see. Conversations going back and forth with somebody else involved in this. I'm sure he doesn't.
This is fraud for what? That's what I'm trying to
If
understand.
you have nothing to do with it, then don't worry about it.
Okay.
Are you involved?
Everyone,
Like, dude, that cop is like freaking Terminator cop. I mean, oh.
two. I'm not.
Okay,
312.
312. Uh-huh.
And it's the same cop in all 3 videos.
Y'all messages are blue or green?
Huh?
I
The
don't get this. I
messages
guess
that
this
y'all
is an
have between
iPhone.
each other, are they blue or green?
And she really milking them at this point because she asking him all kinds of questions. And she knows she got him because he keep answering the questions and he's not invoking his right to remain silent. He not asking her the right questions either. So she knows she got him at this point. She just playing around with him. And this dude just were the messages blue or green? She basically asking him, does the other individual have an iPhone or or an Android? You know, which if you have an iPhone, you are indeed a mutant and you are not you are not a human. You are not a man or a woman. You're none of the species. If you have an iPhone, you're a creature.
What she's doing is she's fishing for more lies, because every
Yep.
time she can catch him in a lie or an untruth or something that that the prosecutor can throw at him later, that's all she's doing. And he's just like, keep digging.
Yeah, he don't know his rights, man. This is the thing, bro. If everybody, and I'm not saying again, I don't condone what's going on here because you know what I'm saying, I don't support this. All right. But what I'm saying is I don't like watching people get reeled in like this by police officers who just go fishing on a fishing expedition. And that's what's happening to this guy. He don't know his rights. He never really stood up for his rights or read any information on the Constitution or any of that. You know what I'm saying? You out there moving shady, you better know the statutes, codes, regulations, the Constitution, state and federal, up and down. If you out there moving shady like this, and he did not.
What do you mean? Are they blue or green?
I don't understand what the difference, the color of messages. I don't know. Again, maybe it's an iPhone thing. This went over my head.
Are your messages in your phone blue or green?
This is my private phone.
That's fine. I'm asking you, are your messages green or blue?
My phone is an iPhone.
I know yours is an iPhone. I'm looking at it. So now I'm asking you, when you're talking to Mr. Eric, is your messages green or blue?
I don't know. You said is they green or blue?
Yeah.
They're iPhone messages. Why?
So they're blue.
Yeah. What are you?
Okay. So you seem to be really struggling with this concept.
No, because I don't understand what's going on.
How did you arrive here today?
Ma'am, I just actually just pulled up right in the vehicle.
What vehicle?
It's
Different
actually outside.
vehicle. He didn't come back with the vehicle that he got from the dealership, which they were hoping he would bring the car back.
All right.
What vehicle?
It's a Camry. I'm trying to figure out. It's a white Camry. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the hell is going on.
Is that your vehicle?
No, it's not my vehicle.
Whose vehicle is it?
It's my friend's vehicle.
Who's your vehicle? I mean, who's your
You got
friend?
a lot of friends.
You got a lot of friends, sir.
What is it that you want from me?
Who's your friend's vehicle? What's your friend's name?
The license plate is out there. Like I haven't
So
done
I'm asking
anything.
you, who is
Her
your
name
friend?
is Melissa.
Melissa who?
Oh my God. Her name is Melissa.
So you don't know her last name?
Ma'am, her name is Melissa.
So you don't know her last name? I just want to confirm.
Last name. Melissa's her Christian name.
I don't even know what you want.
All right, what's Melissa's number?
See, he knows she's on to him right now. He knows he's toast. He's thinking, how the hell am I going to talk my way out of this shit?
Her information is right there.
Too late now. He said too much.
Ma'am, I don't even know what you want from me.
Melissa's number. I just stated what
I don't have it.
So how do you get in touch with Miss Melissa?
Ma'am, I don't wait. Why are you asking me all of these questions? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, sir. I'm asking you simple questions. Are you understanding the questions that I'm asking?
I'm trying to figure out what is going on, and you're not answering anything. You're saying
He wants to know what she knows.
Fraud.
Okay, what do that?
Which she's not going to tell him.
It has to do with me. I don't even understand what the hell is going on.
You're here.
I'm
pertaining
here.
to a car. So that's how you're involved. And this is why I'm now asking you questions to determine if you don't know what's going on or if you do. If you don't, then we'll handle it with Mr. Eric. If you do, then that changes the ball game.
Come on, listen, man. No, it's crazy. She'll tell you this is her car. It's a car. It's
This
at
guy,
305.
So I don't know these people that he's telling her to call. I don't know. Maybe he's just, giving them bogus phone numbers. Oh, they didn't answer.
All right, were you the gentleman who came and picked up the car?
No.
So if they show me video, I'm not going to observe you picking up the car.
So they got him on video. He doesn't know that. But yeah, they definitely video you when you're inside a car dealership, especially these big ones, especially Landmark, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge. I swear to God, if anybody tries to do this shit at this dealership after all this crap, you're an idiot.
No.
Just saying.
I don't remember picking up a car.
How do you not remember picking up a car? It's a simple, did you pick the car up or no?
I didn't. I don't know.
He didn't.
So I'm
He
not going to see you
knows
on video.
if he gets tied with picking up that car, he's screwed.
Sir, you're making this very hard on yourself, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The crime that we're here for is very, very serious.
What is
Do
the
you have any
crime?
felonies on your background?
What fraud? Fraud for what?
The vehicle, sir. What else would I be here at a Chevy dealership for?
Because he knows as long as he isn't, as long as they don't know that he picked up the car, they don't have evidence of him picking up the car, then he's good. But they have him on video, which you'll see.
So again, did you pick the car up or no?
He's like, do they have him on video?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, I'm going to let them play the video. And then that'll determine whether or not you want to leave up out of here today. All right?
Yeah, I
Now,
know I did.
Okay, so you did pick it up. Now, why did you pick the car up?
Because I was told that I was able to pick it up.
Sir, I just
now
want to get
admits
down
to
to who sent you here. If you're the main player, then that changes it. If
Changes
not,
what? Changes what?
the car was purchased
Yes,
by
ma'am.
fraud. As you know, the dollar amount of that car throws you in the felony ring. So I'm trying to have a simple conversation with you to determine what part you play in.
Ma'am, I don't have no part in it.
Okay, so Mr. Eric did everything. Okay. And so why did Mr. Eric tell you to pick the car up?
I was told to pick up the vehicle. I was told to.
Why?
Because that's what they told me to do.
You didn't ask him any questions? You didn't think it was suspicious?
What do you mean? I get paid, and then they told me, they say, hey, you pick up the car. That was it.
I mean, he may be working with other people. That, we don't know. He's definitely got information in that cell phone that he does not want her to have.
Okay, how much did he pay?
He's snitching off top too.
I think
He
it was
telling
like
on
50
everybody.
bucks.
$50?
Yeah,
Okay, how did he pay you?
cash.
In cash?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, has Mr. Eric asked you to pick up any other cars?
No,
So this is the only car. And then he sent you back in again today, okay?
I don't know what's going on.
All right, hang tight. Over here today.
Is it okay?
Ready, father, ready. Give me 1 second.
These guys over here, they want the car back.
Can you copy a black?
And you know what's crazy? Once that information was signed, that security actually discharged the obligation already. Them slime bags standing there wanting the car back, they want to resell the car and double dip again. That's you talking about, that's securities fraud right there.
Black male out of Georgia, please.
Atlanta.
Probably. First name.
Yeah, they blurted out so you can't hear his name. He's in there right now looking at all his
Was this
messages.
application
And I'm
done
like,
online?
maybe I should get rid of this.
So the person who came and got
Yeah, he's looking for all that information. It's going to trip him up.
He said he's the one that drove it away. If you take that with the video that Ralph has.
So he
Should have
purchased
done
the
a
car.
factory reset on that motherfucker.
He did a thing
Factory
online
Right.
and then came and picked it up. Which I'm sure he had to present.
That's
Yes,
plenty
they're
of time,
smoking.
yo.
Was fake.
A factory
let you
reset.
take
Oh,
the car
hey,
without
you
putting ID.
try to log in and says, hey, welcome to Samsung. I'm like, oh, god damn it. I'm sure they can recover it still, though.
Okay.
You do a Tom Brady and throw that motherfucker in the ocean.
Right.
Can you please get finance? 10-4.
Then they hit him with tampering or
Oh, they're gonna get it. They're gonna nail him to the
physical
wall.
evidence.
He already running his mouth. He gonna get a lawyer. He gonna tell on everybody. He probably won't do any time in jail though. He gonna get that F though, because he gonna get a lawyer. He gonna rat on everybody.
To make sure that it's not.
So he already got the car.
Yeah, he got the car. He came and picked the car up, took the car free and clear, came back to the dealership for some reason, but brought another car. He didn't bring. He was smart enough not to bring the car back. And then this happened. So they're gonna find the car. They're gonna get the car. They're gonna tow the car. All that. They're keeping a deposit. All that stuff. That's the fraud right there. Honestly,
I'm sure he's the.
Well, I wonder if they gave him a clean title yet. Probably not.
No, you don't get a clean title to the last payment. I guarantee you he's still making payments on it. He probably planning on defaulting on it because since it's registered to somebody that's dead, you know what I'm saying? He probably was going just to, because it's not going to hit his credit. He probably was going to do the chop shop deal.
Do you want his phone?
He's in there sweating.
Video next. I'm asking him first.
Oh, he in there. I promise you. His hand's slippery as hell.
All right, sir, let me see your phone. Sir, let me see your phone.
For what?
Sir, let me see your phone.
Am I detained or what?
Your phone is being confiscated. Let me see your phone.
Confiscated for what?
Sir, I don't want to have to keep repeating myself over and over.
I'm asking you a question. You can tell me why my phone is being confiscated.
You're being investigated over fraud. You came and picked a car up, and now you're here again. Let me see your phone.
In an attempt to evade arrest, he forcefully pushed one of the officers and bolted towards the exit.
He looks at the door.
He's done now, though. He trying to get loose.
Are you serious?
Hey, get him.
I don't know what the hell.
Despite his efforts to escape, the suspect's run was short-lived, and the officers quickly caught up to him.
I know he almost damn near shit his pants when he saw them police officers out there waiting for him.
Oh yeah.
They had two outside, bro. You thought they was just her and the ones out in the hallway? Hell no. Come in, say, you know what? F this.
Turning to Barry Sanders.
Right. Like, bro, you're not going nowhere. They got your phone. Where are you going?
They tased him anyway because that's out of principality.
I think hit him with the taser.
I think he tased him. Or she did.
I mean, on the ground
because he pushed her. Guaranteed.
Sir, and that's assault on a Leo too. So you don't have a good
He's like, you're getting tased for that shit.
And he got assault on a police officer. So he got all that. So my man went down in a blazing flame of not even glory, but sadness, because he went out there. He did some old school paper trip stuff. That stuff don't work no more. You can't be out there. Well, listen, I wouldn't use any of that crap, honestly. There's too many other ways to move around for you to be using the dead guy's identity. That's just crazy.
The state has created plenty for you. Go get those and use those.
Precisely. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. The remedy has been literally the path has been paved already. You know, don't try to deviate. But like I said, people used to use the paper trip book was written, I think, in the 90s, mid 90s or something like that. It's by Eden Press. They do a lot of good material. But there have been subsequently about 4 paper trip books after that. I got the whole series over here. And you know, it's a great read, you know, and you can learn a lot too, because you know some of the methods are outdated, but the system, for the most part, some of the stuff they talk about functions the same. You know what I mean? The Social Security Administration, the way you actually have a profile, a medical profile, and you can actually get that private, so it's not shared, you know, your information. And you know, they talk about all of that stuff in it. So it's good to know how the system functions. And it, you know, people were doing college degrees, and it wasn't at one point. I'm not sure if it is now, but I know people were forging college degrees, but it was no law for it back then. Like you would have somebody practicing, you know, not law, but like somebody practicing some whatever, and they would have a degree from this college over on the East Coast or West Coast, and they'd be on the opposite side. Just before the internet, anyway, but you could just email somebody and check the credentials. You know, right. So they would create a degree or something like that, and they wouldn't get discovered until 10 years into practice. Like, oh, you had a fraudulent degree, but the dude already did so much damn work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it just happened in New York with Santos.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he lied about everything.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they kicked him out of the house. Trying to hear lied on his resume, lied about his college, lied about everything.
Wow. I thought they would be able to check something like that soon. Somebody knew about it. Somebody wasn't getting that payment money under the table. That's what happened. They knew about that. You don't grease the right pockets, you know what I mean? Just like the flea markets out here. I remember the flea markets out here in Baltimore. Man, I don't know how it is where you live, but dude, you can buy anything in the flea market. You can go in that flea market and you can buy freaking bootleg Jordans. Back in the day, you could buy bootleg DVDs, bootleg clothes, all that stuff is supposed to be illegal. So how is it that these flea markets are operating out in the open like this? And then out of the blue, magically one day it was shut down and raided.
Right. Yeah. The flea markets here were overtaken by the illegal immigrants, the Central American Indians. So what, you consider a flea market, we don't really have those anymore. They're pretty much all Spanish, play Spanish music, Spanish food, everything, which, ain't no big deal to me.
I love Spanish food.
Yeah. So we don't have the flea market that we traditionally had that I grew up with. That you could go buy baseball cards, albums, stuff like that, 8-track tapes, cassettes. Now we have, and you'll see it when you come down here to Houston, I'll show them to you. We have pocket communities. So we might have a little strip center of, probably 6 blocks, major city blocks, street blocks. But everything on there will be nothing but warehouses. And it'll be all Asian importers. But there'd just be warehouses full of them. There might be, 300 of them that you can go hit. You can just walk down the street and just hit one after another, after another, after another. One might sell all baseball caps. Another one might do T-shirts. Another one might do the dress from India. Another one might do, purses, etc. So, it's real cool how they have pockets of different cultures here. This is one of the most diverse cities in the world. Did you know that?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with everybody fleeing there after they screwed up California. Now they want to run to Texas. Screw that up too.
Yeah, like Bel Air school district. I think their students speak like 180 languages in that school district.
Wow.
Yeah, 180 different languages. That's how diverse Houston is. It's crazy. It's a pretty unique town, but it's getting too populated.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got people moving from California to destroy Cali. It got so damn expensive. People running away from Cali. Oh, Texas looks nice. Let me go to Texas and vote Democrat. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't turn out like that though, man. But
it
is.
It is. Yeah, because all the conservatives. Okay, when you get here, you'll see Houston is basically a geographical map of rings. You have the 610 loop, which was the original loop that went all the way around Houston. Then you have the Beltway 8, goes all the way around Houston. And then you have 1960 Highway 6 that goes all from coast to coast. And then outside that, you have the new 99 that almost goes around coast to coast. And it goes through, I think, 6 different counties circling Houston. So that's basically what Houston looks like. So what we call the inner loop inside 610, that's old. So when I moved over to where I'm at now, which is right outside the loop, the 610 loop, there wasn't any, I used to hunt right here in this house where I'm at, right here, when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. I used to live about, mile and a half from here to where I grew up. So I've seen everything out here expand, grow. I've seen it flip. So what happened is when all the parents of my generation grew older, they started moving out to, the farms, the ranches, the beach houses, etc. And now when their kids have inherited their properties, they've either sold it or they've rented it out. So it's completely changed the dynamics of the ethnicity of the geographical areas. But gentrification is coming and pushing those out even further. So all the conservatives that were, inside the loop, inside the Beltway 8, have now fled and moved out to Montgomery County, which is Conroe, Katy, Texas, which I'm sure you're familiar with, Cypress, Fairbanks, those general areas outside Harris County into these other counties like Waller County, Fort Bend County, Montgomery County, etc. So the conservatives are outside of us now. We're surrounded by conservatism, but in the inner loop, we're Democrat.
That's how it happens. You know, they want to move to the big cities and stuff like that, and then prices go up high as hell. Yep, that's how it works, man. You know, Arizona's the same way. I just went to Phoenix last year. You know what I mean? Phoenix is the same way. I go there and there's all kinds of alphabet people standing around. I'm like, what in the flying hell? I thought this was conservative town, but
yeah,
guess not anymore.
Yeah, I was 113 yesterday.
God damn. But you know, it's a dry heat though. It's not that bad. Like it's a dry heat out there, man. Here, dude, it feels like the jungle. Yo, it don't even be like that hot, but it feels stuffy. Your skin can't breathe. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I stayed out in Scottsdale, and I was there in probably July or August. You know, and of course it's a college town. You know, Tempe and all those little suburbs. But you know, I'm wearing a silk shirt because, you know, I'm from Houston. So I walk outside and man, my shirt's just stuck to me immediately. And I'm like, yeah, this is hot. So I got to take a shirt to go to work to change shirts when I get there.
It's something breathable, man.
Yeah. So I get home from work and I'm watching the news and they're like, flash flood warning. And I'm like, what the hell? Flash flood? It didn't even rain. It was like 112 today. But it rains up there in the Camelback Mountains, and then it comes down, and then it instantaneously floods the city. And I was like, man, wow, how could people live like that? You know, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. That was a wild adventure.
All right, let's move on. I got a question for you guys though. Real quick, I just want to know whatever, because I stumbled across this in Florida. I want to know what you would think about this too, because you know how the streets work and all that stuff. So check it out. Let me play this.
They thought were full of trash while out for a weekend drive.
It wasn't until they got home that they realized they had just hauled nearly $1 million in cash home.
They were on a drive Saturday afternoon, weaving through backcountry Central Virginia roads when they came across some goats and pre-made storage sheds. The car before them swerved and missed the bag, but they couldn't. They accidentally hit it. So they got out thinking someone had dumped trash in the middle of Broad Street. They picked the bag up, threw it in the back of the truck, saw one 15 feet away, threw that in the back of the truck, and headed into town. Little did they know, they were driving around for hours with nearly $1 million in cold cash. Major Scott Moser paid the family a visit Monday.
To have someone so honest and willing to just give that $1 million back, it's exceptional on their part. And the two sons were there. I put the police lights on for them, but we're just very proud of them, and they really represented this county well by being so honest.
All right, so a family was on the road. They were cruising. They hit a bag, and it turns out there was a big pile of money. Actually, 4 of them, I think. Close to $1 million they found on the ground. Here's my question to you guys, all right? The same scenario happens. You go back to throw stuff in the garbage, and you find $1 million approximately in these bags. Are you keeping the money? Theoretically. Look, said you keeping the money. Y'all keeping the money? Y'all, is there? Hey, I want to hear the chat. Everybody that's watching this right now, all 36 people watching, I need y'all to type in and tell me exactly if you would keep the money or not, okay? Here's my question to y'all, all right? Me personally, I'm not keeping all the money. I got a reason for that, though, all right? You found $1 million on the side of the road, okay? Okay, you acquired $1 million. Somebody lost $1 million, and I promise you that $1 million is dirty as a motherfucker. I promise you it's dirty. All right, so I'm like, yo, all right, look, check it out. You can't put it in the bank, of course. You going to keep that kind of money at your house with your family? Are you going to put that money at your house where your family stays? Are you gonna give it to somebody to hold for you? What's to say they're not gonna take it and say it's my money? What you gonna do with it? Like, you gonna bury it somewhere and risk it deteriorating or getting messed up or losing the coordinates or something? You know, somebody seeing you burying something and calling the authorities, and now you being investigated for all kinds of shit. How y'all rocking? That's my question. How y'all rocking?
Well, it looked like it was just somebody collected money and just dumped it in a bag. They didn't even straighten it up, bind it with rubber bands or anything like that. So it really didn't look like drug cartel money. It definitely wasn't money from a bank or an armored truck or something like that. So if I found it and it was all bundled up properly, like you'd get it from a bank, and it had sequential serial numbers, yeah, that'd be questionable. That might want to lead you to think about it twice before keeping it. But from what I saw, oh hell yeah, that's.
So where you keeping it? Are you keeping it at your house? Theoretically. Feel free to not answer if you don't want to. You ain't got to answer that.
Oh, I would keep it. I'd keep it at my house.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. I tell everybody, man. Hey, you may make it through the front door.
Floyd said, with that kind of cheese, I could put sentry guns in the front yard. God damn it.
Our security guards sit out front.
Right. What? Hey, listen, man. With that kind of bread, your best bet is to go buy an army tank. Just put it in the tank and sleep in the tank. Like, ain't nobody getting nothing. Don't ask me nothing. So all right, let me read some of these answers, man. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I got some shirts. I'm gonna do a giveaway. All right, I'm gonna do a giveaway with some shirts. So here's what we're gonna do. The best 5 answers, I'm gonna send you guys a free A6 Grind Time t-shirt. How about that? So I'm gonna go down.
I didn't even know you had t-shirts.
Oh yeah, I got shirts, man. I got shirts, absolutely.
Okay.
So look, check it out. I wear them all the time when I'm on the live usually. So check it out. I got I want to hear what you guys' responses are. Okay, how you guys moving? Best answers, I'm sending y'all a t-shirt. Just hit my email. The 5 people I select, hit my email with your information where you want them shipped to, and I'll ship them over to you. All right, let me see. Tony says exactly what money. Hold on, I'm missing some answers. Hold on. If no one claims the money, they're supposed to get it. Listen, if you think for 1 second that the police department is going to let you walk away with that cheese, you are silly. And I'm not saying you, Tony, but anybody. You are silly. All right. Before they do that, they'll have somebody come up and claim it and then split the profits with everybody involved. Everybody walk away with $30,000, $40,000 and say nothing else of it. That's not going to happen.
Well, go back and show that the face of that sheriff over there, smiling real big. We're glad they brought that money in. They're great people.
You put the sirens on for the you put the sirens on for what? Yo, listen, man, people crazy, dude. Civic Maker said, "What money?" He said it first. He said no answer. That's fair too. No comment. Hey, I ain't mad at that, then. I ain't mad at that at all. Jared said he keeping it. Nobody should know you have it. That's a great answer. I'm gonna have to write you down. I like that answer, man. Time is investments. That's a great answer. I'm gonna have to Tom. He got the first shirt because I like that answer right there. Yes, point blank. All. Yes, I would have kept it and did advancements in half. Or advancements half in crystal and the other in real estate. That's interesting. How you gonna move it around with real estate though, man? Because if you go and you pay for something in cash, they're gonna notify is it the IRS that gotta notify or something like that? If you go to it's anything over 10,000, I think. If you go to a dealership and you buy a car for 10,000, they're going to notify you to the IRS. You'll be like, yeah, this guy paid cash. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to. It's the policy. That's why you'll see some people go in and they'll be like, look, I got cash and I'm not, 10,000 is the limit. So they'll do 990. You know what I mean? Something like that. Or it's supposed to be, or anything suspicious, I believe is how the paper reads. And there's actually an IRS form to report people for suspicious purchases, which can be used to your advantage, by the way.
Right.
No traffic tickets, government not paying taxes. Oh, I might have said too much. But anyway, moving on. Buy an ounce of gold per week till it's gone. That's a good freaking answer, Jared. I like that. I like that, Jared. All right, Jared, hit my email, man. Hit my email. Email's at the bottom. Time is investments. Hit my email. I like that. I got 3 shirts left. Who else? Spend it big and slow. Not mad at that. Buy gold and resell it. Turn it over to gold. Listen, that to me, that's like the best thing you could do, in my opinion. Like, you can go up the tracks NYC in New York and you could buy bullion from the dude. You know what I'm saying? If you were gonna move like that, that'd be the smartest thing to me.
Yeah, or you can go. I'm on subscribe to a website called statesales.net, I believe it is, and they have auctions on there all the time where they're selling coins and bars and ingots and jewelry and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that may be one place that you can, go there personally, give them cash, get the silver back, and before you know it, sitting on a bunch of precious metals.
Yes, indeed. You can actually go buy you can go purchase a house with precious metals, tax free. Can't tax gold and silver. And on top of that, I don't think they have to report gold and silver as a trade. That's a private sale.
Yep.
Buy gold with it from Mexico, then resell the Mexican gold. Resell the Mexican gold. That's actually smart too, Lawrence. I think I'm gonna have to write you. And I got one more spot. I got small, I got medium, I got large and extra large. Hit my email, Lawrence. If y'all don't hit my email, I can't do nothing. Y'all gotta hit my email. Slide me your information in the email. And I got white and blue. Let me know what color you want. Floyd, you can hit me up too if you want a shirt, bro. I got you.
Just bring me one when you come.
No doubt, you got it. Keeping in the private and offshore accounts. That's not a bad answer. But how you gonna get it to the offshore accounts? You gonna slowly transfer? How would you do that? I would have to meditate on it while holding the bags behind tinted windows. Right. Right. I think I'm gonna test it if they're real. That's a good point. You would have to test them to make sure they're not fake. If it's all documented, you will get it because they would have to prove the owner. I don't answer questions. This is a good answer. I like that. Alfonso got it. All right. Alfonso, hit my email. All right, there's the 5 shirts. You know what? I'm feeling generous today. Let's do one more. Lay naked in it, of course. Hit Vegas. Let it ride on red.
Right.
Yo, that's actually not a bad idea, though. You know what I'm saying? You had to give them the social security number. If you win a certain amount of money, though, they're going to ask for your social. You know what I'm saying? Unless you plan on betting small amounts. But, yeah, they're going to ask you for your social security number. And you could always say, I don't have one. I'm not sure how that'll play out, though. I don't think there's much they could do. Put $10,000 on a laundromat and invest in commodities is a good answer. That's a good answer. I like that answer. Get gift cards. Another one. I probably build and flip used cars, though. Yep. That's a great answer. Yeah, do that. All right.
Hey, my boy's casting for his next what's he doing here? He's got a new series coming out. So maybe if they're shooting when you're here, I'll get you in there.
Sure, absolutely. I'm working on that now. As a matter of fact, I'll probably seeing about getting out there for the next couple months. All right, so Stoic. I like Stoic's answer right there. All right, so hit my email, staying Stoic. I'm gonna check my email in a second. All right, so those are the 6 shirts I'm giving away. I'm gonna send them out, the free shirts. Boom, there you go.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, congratulations on the winners there. All right, let's talk about what we came to talk about, man. So I told Floyd we were going to be discussing this. I had some other things to cover, but we're running late today. So let's talk about this propaganda that police officers are showed dealing with people that call themselves sovereign citizens, okay? Now, we all know what sovereign citizens are. Sovereign citizens are people who cherry pick law to fit their, as we saw earlier in the video with the ex-felons in the arms, who cherry pick cases to fit their narrative in order to get the desired outcome that they want. So in that case, they usually have tasers, badges, handcuffs, uniforms and police radios as sovereign citizens. So let's go ahead and present this video, and I want you guys to take a look. Now, here's the training video they show police officers. This is propaganda, scare propaganda.
This very important law enforcement officer training video is being brought to you by Star and Shield Group, dedicated to the public safety community and their families. What you need to know about the sovereign citizen movement.
I'm Sadie Darnell, Sheriff of Alachua County. This video is being produced by the Florida Sheriff's Association and the U.S. Attorney's Office to raise awareness for law enforcement regarding the sovereign citizen movement and how they may impact us. Sovereign citizen is a catch-all phrase used to describe a variety of anti-government groups and individuals who share a common belief that our United States government, including our court system and law enforcement, is a fraud and they are exempt from our authority.
Now to Georgia, where the streets outside a county courthouse were quiet again after a bloody shootout on its steps.
Just before lunch, this was the sound of the gunfight outside the Forsyth County Courthouse north of Atlanta, recorded on a cell phone by an eyewitness. Police say that Dennis Marks, a self-described anti-government sovereign citizen, was behind the wheel of this silver SUV, carrying an assault rifle, tear gas, pepper spray, 2 handguns, a bomb, and flex ties that he planned to use to restrain people. Marks was part of an underground movement that believes its members don't have to follow the law. The government calls them domestic terrorists. They publicly reject violence, but members have had shootouts with police before.
I'm Pamela Marsh, and I'm the United States Attorney for the Northern District of Florida. There have been numerous encounters by law enforcement with sovereign citizens across the nation and right here in the state of Florida. We've seen sovereign citizens who've created their own driver's license and vehicle tags. They've filed million-dollar false liens against government officials and law enforcement officials. They may challenge the validity of our state and national laws. Sovereign citizens may tell you that you have no authority over them and that they are not within your jurisdiction, but that is simply not true. It's our hope that through this training video, you will learn more about what sovereign citizens believe, and that most of all, it will help keep you safe.
Now, some of these people, if you look at the way their skulls are shaped, you can tell these people ain't necessarily human. Like, you can't convince me this is a normal woman. Like, this chick is probably wearing she's probably wearing a suit or something like that. And if you look at the back of her head and lift her hair up, she probably got a zipper on the back of her neck.
Known as sovereign citizens. People who do not believe that many of the basic laws of this country apply to them.
I'm not an American citizen. I do not recognize these. I am my counsel.
They have disrupted courtrooms, led police on high-speed chases, and even engaged in murderous shootouts with authorities.
Oh my God.
There are an estimated 300,000 sovereign citizens in America. The FBI classifies them as a domestic terrorist movement. Many of these people followed a scary progression from passionate but peaceful to ultra-violent.
A sovereign is an individual that interprets the Constitution of the United States differently. Sovereigns believe essentially that the United States government is not a legitimate government, but is a corporation.
Okay, so they say a sovereign citizen is somebody who interprets the Constitution differently and doesn't believe in the U.S. government. So, you know what I'm saying? When you're exercising your right to travel and, life and liberty, and you're explaining that, and they don't believe that you have the right to travel, and they're saying that that's not true, I would say that's pretty much a misinterpretation of the Constitution. Literally. Literally. You know what I'm saying? You do know what Supreme Court's job is, right? Just making sure. That kind of thing.
So they will not have a driver's license, a vehicle registration, an insurance card, or anything in which there is some type of implicit contract, verbal or nonverbal contract, in which the United States government can hold sway over them as a slave. Sovereigns believe in two different things, that each of us are two distinct individuals. We are our free man, which is our flesh and blood, our human aspect, and we're our straw man. And that straw man is that corporate slave, if you will, to the United States corporate government.
Ah, the government. It loves you and wants to keep you safe and well. It even wants to make paying taxes, fines, and court costs easier for you. How? Well, you'll need to meet your straw man. He was born the same day you were. He looks like you, has the same name, and lives in your house, but you never knew he existed. You will have even paid his parking tickets or taxes. The worst part? He's been dead from day one. From every birth certificate, a legal personality, or legal fiction, is created with the same name to confuse little old you into thinking it's you. So there is a human you and a paper you, or as it's commonly known, a straw man. So when it seems like government officials, court clerks, or the police are speaking English, they aren't. They're speaking legalese, designed to make you agree to verbal and written contracts without even knowing about it, all spun from Black's Law Dictionary. For example, when the police say, "Do you understand?" you'll say, "Yes." What they are really saying is, "Do you stand under our authority?" Oops-a-daisy, you just created a verbal contract with them. Oh, you clever government.
The rhetoric of a sovereign is very important from an officer safety standpoint. You'll hear a lot that I'm a free man of the land.
I am
Then
protected
shush,
by the land.
shush.
Do not tell me to shut up. I am the living natural man, and my voice will be heard.
They will ask you, what is the reason for stopping me?
I'm gonna ask you again, what am I being pulled over for? What am I being stopped for? Am I being detained?
I am traveling, I am not driving, I do not have to provide a driver's license because I am a sovereign.
All right, stay seated and Scott. You have a license on you?
I do not submit
You
to
do not?
unlawful inquiry, sir.
Okay, so you don't have a driver's license?
I have a right to travel unencumbered freely.
You do not have jurisdiction over me. Are you a peace officer or a police officer? There's a difference in the sovereign rhetoric.
I also need to know if you're a constitutional common law peace officer, or are you a police officer? Because there is a difference.
Some sovereigns will ask you to fill out paperwork explaining your jurisdiction over them. Some will be argumentative, but the argument that you will get most is that you have, as a law enforcement officer, you have no jurisdiction over them. And they will constantly repeat that. Their objective is to confuse you. You don't know their level of commitment. If they are providing this information in order to confuse you or in order to distract you to the point where they can take advantage of you and assault you or kill you.
May the 20th, 2010 started out like any other day. Two veterans of our West Memphis, Arkansas Police Department, Bill Evans and Brandon Powdert, were patrolling the interstate as part of the department's drug interdiction team, something they love to do. They became involved in what seemed to be a routine traffic stop, though I've always warned my officers there is no such thing. But really, how much more routine can you get than pulling over a father and son in what looked like a church bus? My men didn't realize who or what they were dealing with. Neither officer made it home. And one of them was my son. I'm Bob Powdert, Chief of the West Memphis Police Department. My officers, Bill and my son Brandon, didn't realize that there are people at war with this country that are not international terrorists. They are seemingly ordinary people, just like you and me, but they don't recognize the federal government's authority to impose laws or taxes on them. They're known as sovereign citizens. Their beliefs may sound so out there that they appear comical or crazy, but don't discount or ignore these people because they're willing to kill and be killed for these beliefs. We as law enforcement officers need to recognize this very real threat so we can protect ourselves. And maybe if Brandon and Bill had been able to recognize the warning signs of sovereign beliefs, they'd be alive today.
indicators from an officer safety standpoint is there are indicators on the vehicle itself. It could be bumper stickers. It could be a specific type of homemade license plate. They will not have legitimate driver's licenses or vehicle registration. However, they will have homemade licenses or registration, which furthers their cause. There's 3 types of sovereign categories in which we see regularly. Constitutional sovereigns, religious sovereigns, which believe the only law they have to follow is God's law, and diplomatic sovereigns, which believe that they are diplomats or citizens of another country or Native American or Aboriginal to the United States, therefore not subject to United States law. From a law enforcement standpoint, if a law enforcement officer has an encounter that someone is claiming to be a sovereign citizen, it is very important to have a plan. And what we suggest is when you identify someone as a sovereign, either through their rhetoric, through their paperwork, or through some other type of means, is you automatically disconnect and call for a backup officer and for a supervisor.
This is why when we get pulled over, we always see at least five of these dudes, at least 5 of them, because this is the protocol they follow. And that's why when you ask for a supervisor and they tell you no, and you tell them I'm traveling, now they got to get a supervisor. You know what I mean?
Have a plan when it comes to dealing with a sovereign. Document the incident through a report, through a field contact. Document the incident and then share that information with your agency, with other surrounding agencies. And if you engage in a verbal confrontation with them, rest assured they're most likely videotaping it. And then they will use that as propaganda to discredit you as an officer, to discredit your agency, and to further their sovereign beliefs and cause.
I just asked you for your license, your registration, and your proof of insurance.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, you're being video recorded and audio recorded.
So are you.
Do not get distracted by their verbiage, by their rhetoric, by their onslaught of.
No, peep the music they got. They got the what is it? The what is it? What was that show called? What was that investigative show? What was that called, Floyd? You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
It was like a show that showed like police officers talking about unsolved mysteries. That's what it is.
Oh,
if you listen to the music they got in the background, they're doing a psychological trick on the police officers. Listen to the chord they're playing in the background sound like somebody's about to get shot in an action movie. Listen to it.
Of paperwork or language that they're giving you.
When they come into the courts, usually they have lots of paperwork that's hard to decipher. It takes a lot of time with our staff to try to decipher what it is they're trying to file. And then in their case files, they're usually very voluminous. They take a lot of time. And in the courts, they can be belligerent. Sometimes they don't want to stand up when the judge comes into the courtroom, and they're always representing themselves in the court. So you can see it does have a huge impact on the courts, on a statewide basis.
In one county in the Northern District of Florida, an individual turned violent when law enforcement went to execute a warrant at his home.
Sheriff's offices are often targeted by sovereign citizen groups because we're in charge of the courts and we run both the civil and criminal process serving. When a sovereign citizen presents you either false identification or invalid documents, you need to advise them that it's not recognized by the sheriff or the court and then take no action on it. But be very.
Did you hear what he just said? The sheriff just told you what they're supposed to do. Listen again very closely to what he says. This is what they're supposed to do when you provide a passport or you provide any other kind of tribal identification or anything that they don't have jurisdiction or they don't have any claim to. Listen.
Their false identification or invalid documents, you need to advise them that it's not recognized by the sheriff or the court and then take no action on it.
They're not supposed to take any action on it because you're protected by the Constitution. The minute you give them a driver's license, you're out of the Constitution and you're under contract law. That's why he just said that. They're not supposed to take any action on it.
But be very cautious of how you approach them and what you say to them because you can leave your agency open for liability.
There you go. Be very careful what you say and how you approach them, because you can leave your agency open for liability. This is a sheriff. All right, he's going to know the Constitution a lot more than those regular police officers are.
It's not gone away. It increases in membership and beliefs with the conspiracy, government conspiracy aspects, with the internet, with the communication aspects. It's increased.
You were born free, now you can live free.
You always have the option to reject their governance and therefore escape tyranny.
Because it's your life, and the power is really in the people.
It's increased.
It literally says that in the Constitution. It says that. Basically. It's in the preamble.
Here in Orange County, is we probably document a new sovereign at least once a week. And you can ask Sheriff Judd in Polk County. He has many sovereigns. Virtually any sheriff, any police department in the state of Florida has had an encounter with someone claiming to be a sovereign or a sovereign belief.
There are groups of individuals who believe that the United States government is something that they do not.
Look at her head. Look at her neck. That's a mask. Look at her neck and her chin.
Not have to abide by, and something that they will actively resist.
What you need to know about the sovereign citizen movement.
Hello, I'm Steve Casey. I'm the Executive Director of the Florida Sheriff's Association. I also serve as the Chair of the National Sheriff's Association Committee of State Sheriff's Associations. This video was developed in concert with our partners at the city, county, state, and national level in order to increase officer awareness of the radical anti-government group known as sovereign citizens, which pose a real risk to officer safety and security. I want to thank all of those who have participated in the development of this video and encourage officers to share this information widely, as your partner's life may depend upon it. I want to thank you for your service to your community, your state, and our nation.
All right, so that's the propaganda video right there. All right, Floyd, what's your take on that, man?
Yeah, who's the starandshield.com? Who are they? I meant to look them up.
No idea.
Let's find out who they are.
And I think I got two people haven't hit me up with the information for these shirts yet. So there's supposed to be 6 people, right? Yeah, I got 4 people reached out, and I was talking to you guys periodically. But we got 2 people that still ain't reached out yet and give me the information. If y'all don't want it, that's fine. You ain't got to take it. If you don't want to give your information out, perfectly fine. That's cool. Just letting y'all know, though.
It came back Assured Partners.
It might be an old video. That video looked like it might have been made in the early 2000s or the 90s or something. It looked kind of ashy. It was uploaded 7 years ago, but it was Florida Sheriffs. This video's old. I promise you this video's old.
Right. Yeah, it looked old. But still, it's don't think they don't think the same way and have the same reaction to what sovereign citizens are. And as you see, this is a video. They probably have this at the police academy that they, run this one and one produced by the Southern Poverty Law Center as well. Most of these organizations, the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, Southern Poverty Law Center, they are they're against anybody who considers himself a sovereign citizen, as well as us who are not sovereign citizens but consider ourselves a national. And you see that they show the bumper stickers that say, American national. So all that verbiage, as soon as you say any of that, they're going to pigeonhole you and put you in that category, whether you want to be there or not.
Even if you say something about the Constitution, it don't matter. If you're not obeying statutes, codes, and regulations over the Constitution, you are a quote unquote sovereign citizen. It's that simple. Yeah. You could be dead right. Like, I don't answer questions. Sovereign citizen. You can't arrest me. You don't have any jurisdiction to arrest me. Sovereign citizen.
You know, and look, everybody, it's this simple. How much does it cost you to pay to get your car registered every year? You know, I know insurance is expensive in some jurisdictions. It's, you know, outrageous. It's more than the cost of the car. You know, some places you have to pay for a yearly inspection for your vehicle. They're trying to do away with that here in Texas. That's about, you know, without the insurance, a couple $100 a year. I mean, is your life really worth $100, you know, a couple $100 a year, or even just the hassle of dealing with the cops? Okay. Wouldn't you rather just, hey, I'm going to play by your rules. Go ahead and give me your ticket. Now let's get in the court of law and let's play. Now you can go in there and get dirty. Okay. That's how you should handle it. Because I really don't want to see anybody out there, you know, getting executed on the side of the road. Matter of fact, I just took all the private plates that I had on my website for sale. I just took them all off.
What made you decide to do it? Was it the Chase Allen thing?
Pardon me?
The Chase Allen thing?
Yeah, that, and, you know, well, that all, you know, emanated from Terry Soms. And that was a year ago this month.
Terry Soms? What happened with that?
Terry Soms is the buffer between Anna Von Reitz and her audience on the Monday night webinars that Anna does. Terry Soms lived on a nice piece of property, nice house up in Washington State, I believe. And she utilized Anna's Sign in America process, which is totally 100% bogus, and thought she was going to pay off her mortgage doing that, and lapsed for 3 years. Of course, they came and foreclosed on the property. She didn't pay her
3 years? They
mortgage.
waited that long? That's interesting.
Yeah. She got 3 years, and it gets even better. So they sold the property on the foreclosure market. The sheriff or constable, somebody came in and evicted her, left the premises. They came back and broke back in and recohabitated the property. When the new owner who bought it at auction came and is like, you know, what are these people doing in my property? So he sees all these vehicles out front, and guess what license plates they have on there? Max's plates out of Las Vegas with the American State National. That if you're in any one of Anna Von Reitz's assemblies, you're probably going to get presented with those plates. So those were on all the cars. So, of course, he calls the sheriff. Sheriff comes out, you know, hey, what's going on? We've already had a situation out here before. You know, we know what's going on. So they start asking the neighbors. Neighbors, you know, give them, you know, they meet once a week or twice a week, and there's a bunch of group of people, and they have those funky license plates on their car and all these stickers on their bumpers and stuff. So they went and knocked. The sheriff went and knocked on the door, and, you know, no answer. So they knew somebody was inside. So they brought in a armored personnel vehicle with the SWAT team and literally blew the front door off the house to extract Terry Soms and her cohabitants, and eventually got her out of the residence. But yeah, that little event right there put the American State National name and those license plates on the blotter sent out to every law enforcement agency in the United States. Right after that occurred, I know that personally because one of my viewers was running for deputy sheriff in one of the Carolinas, and he was going against an incumbent sheriff. And of course, you know how that is. They put pressure, and he eventually left law enforcement altogether, but still retained friends who was a state trooper. And the state trooper contacted him and said, hey, you know, I know you play around in that little national thing. And, you know, here's what came across my desk, and told him about it. So that's how I got that information. So when these cops sit, you know, in there, you see them sitting behind a store, or they're sitting in the parking lot, and they're, you know, on their computer or on their phone. They're watching these videos. They're watching the same stuff. You know, they'll probably watch A6 on a Sunday night when they're not doing nothing, you know, or they'll catch Bad Wolf stuff or USFL, or, whomever out there, they're watching these videos. They're paying attention to who we are. They know who we are. Don't think they don't. They're keeping an eye on each and every one of us, especially ones that have a large subscription volume, especially James with, he has 50,000. So he is a big player. And as he has pontificated repeatedly, the passport office does watch his videos, and they have changed the form behind his information that he has produced. Yeah. This is why we tell you guys, we can't always tell you everything in these videos. We have
exactly. Some of the stuff I've been working on, dude, I won't even talk about on my live, bro. The last couple of weeks, that's not something I don't even know if I would educate anybody privately on some of the stuff I've been learning.
Yeah, there's some stuff out there that if you don't know what you're doing, it will put you in a square you don't want to be in, with people talking to you and asking you questions that you don't want to hear. So please be careful. That my big thing about that with everybody is, don't poke the bear if the bear doesn't need to be poked. Mm-hmm. Don't start no crap where there ain't no crap.
Yeah. Yeah. The same thing that Jonah Bay told us, you know what I'm saying? Get a trust, put your car in a trust, and get the trust plates through the Department of Motor Vehicles. You could also do like a dealer tag. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do the private plates, that's your prerogative. You know what I mean? Some people don't care. You know what I mean? But again, Fearless Floyd is making a great point. You know what I mean? If you're not cut out for that, there's still ways to move around without contracting your ends leaders or in legis or whatever you want to call it with the state. You know what I mean? But he's looking out for you guys in your best interest.
Yeah, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, man. Because look, maybe some of you people know who Glenn Fern Winningham is out of Fort Worth. I did a video with him. He was on my Live 5 show. Old school OG in the movement, has gone to battle with Fort Worth time and time again. But he is helping out a guy, and we got to talking about the whole Republic of Texas organization and that movement. And we start talking about a guy, and I go, hey, I know a guy who was on the fringes. He wasn't a member, but he was associated with some of those guys. He got in a shootout in Fort Worth, got shot in the mouth. He goes, oh, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. And I was locked up with that guy on the WIN unit. He got shot twice, all behind a traffic ticket that was long ago. They were trying to pull him over. He went to his house, pulled in his garage. They parked in front of his house, drew down on him. He drew down on them, and they got in a gunfight. And they shot him in the mouth, and his mouth is, screwed up for the rest of his life. And I think he got shot in the foot or somewhere else, but he got shot twice. And I was in prison with him. And that's all behind the Republic of Texas, sovereign citizen stuff. So, and he was doing 45 years. Yeah, they gave that dude, attempted capital murder on a police officer in Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
They literally, they couldn't bury him, but they buried him in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got to do 50% of his time come up for parole. Imagine that.
Crazy. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people, a lot of soldiers that ended up, behind bars or ended up in the casket over that stuff, man. So like I said, y'all just got to make sure y'all move smart. What a lot of people's issue is they can study the information and they can comprehend it, but some people don't know how to present themselves when dealing with law enforcement. Like when you're dealing with these people, it's a certain way you got to talk to them. You know what I mean? You can't just be flying off the handle, because at the end of the day, they have the advantage when it comes to violence. They're the military. They have the advantage of violence. So, like I said, I agree with Floyd to what he's saying about you guys just going ahead and getting like a trust or something like that and registering your car through that. If you insist on having the private plates, please be ready to protect your stance verbally. Don't start screaming and yelling. Don't be reaching around the car. We talked about this before. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm gonna put it for you guys. But you guys are adults, so I can't tell you what to do. But just be very smart. That's what I'll say.
And if you're gonna do what he's suggesting, make sure that you surrender your driver's license on the public and private side. Okay. Okay. You don't want to leave a back door where they still got you. Okay. We didn't even know about the public and private side until, Jesse did my process, which I thought was just a one-shot deal, but that was on the private side. We didn't close it out on the public side. So he went in and we verified it, absolutely with Texas Department of Public Safety personnel, that there is two sides. And when I went in and, did my public side to close it out, I asked for supervisor because, of course, the little clerk that I was dealing with didn't know what the heck was going on. And I made him look at it and tell me, I don't have any contracts, no accounts, nothing's open. I have no ID, nothing affiliated with the Department of Public Safety. No, sir. Thank you very much.
Right. See, here in Maryland, they ain't trying to do that, bro. They want to hold on to that as tight as they can. You got to throw one of them officials in front of the bus. You know what I mean? For them to take it out. But
absolutely. Now, I'm going to segue. And he's talking about operating in trust. Ann LaFleur just wrote a brand new book. Matter of fact, just submitted everything yesterday to the Library of Congress for it to get copyrighted. It's about almost 400 pages now with the foreword and all the other stuff. Basically, it's about 350 pages of everything you need to establish, create, get your EIN, get your bank account, and operate a revocable and an irrevocable trust. All the documents you need from start to finish, A to Z, all in one book. It's taken a while to compile this, but it is available. You can go to my website and get it. It's $250. You can get a digital copy that you instantly download, or on the 15th of this month, I will have physical copies. It will be spiral bound. That will look something like this book. So you can open it up and go to your page. That way you can, put it down here and copy it.
The spiral book is dope, y'all.
Yeah. So that's available. Go check it out, fiercefloydshow.com on my website. And that's my plug for the day. Thank you.
All good, man. I was going to say, if you guys need to trust, holler at my boy Floyd. Definitely, man.
Yeah.
And if you up a foreign trust and all that.
Yeah, if you don't have time to set up a trust, I do that. I have the software program to build you a trust. So, yeah, do all that. Just hit me up. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. So there it is, folks. Let me catch up on the comments. I'm not reading all these comments. I missed out on. It's too many. So I'm going to just start from time is investments. Yeah, they crossing it up and confusing the ignorant. That is 100% what it's about. You know what I mean? People that aren't educated on this stuff, they throw this at them first, and they sound like dangerous people. You know what I mean? There you go. But this is how the state keeps the control over the people's minds. It's no different from the pandemic propaganda they were feeding people, where you were hearing "get the jab" 20 times a day. You were hearing "stay home." Some of the commercials were crazy. They had a lot of these actors and actresses was making commercials, stay home, stay home, stay home, to protect others. If you must go out, 6 feet, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But check this out. Remember Cash Money Records? They put out that Vax That Thing Up video. Remember that video? And these guys put out more music, and I'm watching all these people in the comments like, yeah, I can't wait to buy that new Cash Money album. Like, y'all just forgot about when they was telling y'all to take the jab. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all got short memories. But again, this is all propaganda they constantly bombard people with in order to keep that control, man. To keep people from doing any research, to keep people from talking, to keep people from watching videos, to keep people from reading and learning. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to read or learn because I'm going to tell you what it is, type stuff. But that's how they keep that. It's propaganda, man. Is he still doing them? I think you mean trust, and I say yes. I just passed them. I just passed them the passport. Okay, that's what's up. Next, they're going to tell us following code, statutes, and regulations. Make sure it's not racist. Right. Yeah. $750 for correction, $450 for ID, $1,200 total. Yeah, that's expensive as hell. What's that, Hawaii? I know Hawaii is stupid expensive. But he's talking about Antivon rights. I'm not sure what maybe he's talking about Antivon rights. My Benz is still in the public. I discharged it and kept it registered and insured because New York is wild. Hey, like I said, man, do you, man. You know what I mean? Do you. Do you. I'm not mad at that, so I play around public and private. Do you, man? You can do that. Minding your own business is going to war. Unfortunately, with this propaganda being shown, it can be, man. It's not supposed to be that way, though. I would never go to the DMV ever again. No tags, registration, inspection plates. I don't pay sales tax, etc. Fire. Hey, but Jared also moved off grid too, so he got his own house he built with his own hands. I'm not mad at that one bit. Midwest is the real deal. I did Fearless Floyd's address change for the estate, and I changed my driver's license address, and also did my signature with beneficiary. Fire. 1111. He commented 1111, and at the end I keep it low profile. There you go. You can do that, man. You can do that. That's fine. My tag and registration is still public. I'm not ready to be chased by these enforcement up here. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if you're not, you have the right to contract with them if you want, but you have to know where the line is drawn. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you guys are moving is completely up to you. You're a grown man and a woman. You can do what you want to do. Judd is a jury tamperer. I'm not surprised about that. To know that your means to an end is Article 3 court not doing crazy stuff, that makes you seem like a subject no matter in hand, including surrendering upon the threat of arrest. Point taken. Open the live. I have something to ask you. I got you. Give me a second. Because I'm gonna open the live up and then I'm gonna jet out of here because we about 2.5 hours. I gotta go to sleep. I'm tired. You take crypto, Floyd?
I can.
There you go. Cool. He said I can right there. All right. What's his website again? Which one?
I already posted it in the chat.
Where is it? I don't see it.
Yeah,
you can. I gotta post it. What is it, Floyd? Because it
should be underneath that one.
Nah, it won't let you post. It's weird. What's the website?
TheFearlessFloydShow.com. It's right here on my little icon. TheFearlessFloydShow.com right there.
If you put it in a certain way, it'll block it because YouTube is weird.
That's fine.
There it is. That's eliminate the spaces, and that's his website.
Okay, it's the Fearless Floyd Show, like right up here.
Oh shoot,
that's all right.
Here we go.
I've actually think I've done enough on the internet to where I'm not hard to find anymore.
Absolutely. And go ahead and subscribe to my man too, man. If y'all are watching, please subscribe to Fearless Floyd. He's got great information. If y'all need some processes y'all can follow, you can reach out to my man. He has been on both sides of the system. He's been on the outside and inside. So if you guys need to go to court, that's your man. He can help you out. If you have any questions for him, you can reach out to him. If you need a consultation, go give my man the cheese and go holler at him, man, because we out here putting in this work for everybody. So, donate to him, donate to me, whatever. That's fine. Yeah. I'm surprised they let you post this, Ray, because they damn sure usually pull it off of here when you try to post it. That's crazy.
Probably the HTTP.
Oh, okay. A smart move.
And he's an admin too, so that's probably it.
That might be it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of it, I got to make you an admin too, bro.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's drop this link in the chat. If anybody wants to hop in, we got another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and clock out for the night. So here is the link. Break bread with my man. Slide them donations. Break bread.
Yeah, y'all don't forget to, support all of us, that do these platforms, because this does cost money for us to produce these videos. Yep. We have to do these subscriptions to StreamYard and all these other software programs that all interconnect, websites. Yeah, it adds up after a while. And, most of it comes out of our own pocket. We do sell stuff on our website, but it's not that profitable. I do split everything with Ann that we do produce together. So, I'm very transparent about what I do and how I do it. I want you guys know, what's going in, what's going where. As he said, I am from, I consider myself, from the jungle and the streets of Houston, because, I didn't grow up in what you would consider a barrio or a ghetto. because where I lived, we were so poor, there weren't any blacks, there weren't any Hispanics. We lived with all the immigrants that came from other countries like Cuba, Puerto Rico, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. Those are the kids that I grew up with. So I grew up in a world ghetto, not just a black ghetto or, a mixed race ghetto. So I came from a whole different background of how I was raised, what I did. My life is pretty remarkable. I've done a lot of time in prison. I consider myself a criminal justice expert. When it comes to the court system, I consider myself an expert there as well, just because I've been there, I've done it. The regional director of the parole division for state of Texas for this region called me a couple days ago, and I sent them my 14th Amendment amended notice, and apparently I got somebody's attention quick.
Nice.
Yeah, because I sent it priority express mail, and so it got there not the next day because I got to the post office late, but the next day. And man, I bet it wasn't 10 o'clock. I got a phone call.
Damn.
Yeah. Penal code, Mr. Tarvin, 37.02. Somebody from the legal counsel or the Office of Inspector General are going to give you a call. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll talk to them.
Usually they don't respond to people, man. They'll ignore people. But let me go ahead and add my man Tony in here, who's in the green room.
But let me give y'all one point of what they did.
Sure. Hold on, we got an echo. Yo, Tony, could you kill YouTube in the background? There we go. Go ahead.
All I did was send them a notice.
You hear me now?
Acknowledgement. And what they did when they called, they acknowledged they received it. That's it. Game over.
Run that by me again. Say it again.
Okay, I sent them a notice that I'm not a 14th Amendment citizen. Basically, I'm correcting the record. Okay, so when I sent it to them the first time, I made an error, so I had to send them amended, corrected copy. So I sent them this amended, corrected copy at the beginning of last week. Boom, I got this immediate phone call. So all I'm doing is looking for an acknowledgement that they have received it, to acknowledge that, hey, okay, you got the information, you got the notice, no big deal. So when they called me, that was the acknowledgement that they've received it, they've read it. So when whoever the OIG or legal counsel calls me, I'm gonna say, thank you again for reconfirming that you received my notice.
Rebut the presumption. There you go. What they always
Right
do.
off the bat.
There you go. What up, Tony? What you got for us, man?
Yo, what's up, y'all? Yeah, your process worked because I did the estate, changed the address on the license and the address. So that works. Also, I still got the car. And whatchamacallit? Still registered or whatever. Pay the registration or whatever. I didn't do that shit over. Cause I caught tickets, 2 days ago?
Oh, you just caught you was flying down the road again, bro.
I just came out the car wash. It was hilarious, yo. I just came out the car wash. And you know how somebody hit brakes in front of you and then you stop?
Yeah.
It was hilarious. They came out of nowhere. So I started laughing this time because where I'm at up in Dutchess County in New York, they know about it. They know what it is because they come with the sovereign citizen. I said, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm a national. I don't know what the sovereignty is and all that. I don't deal with that. But when they run the passport, because they look at me, I said, it's hard to charge the car because they be like, oh, I'm going to run the plates on your car. I said, so run it. They just look at my passport because I got a warrant. I laughed because of that court case. The police try to send me how should I put it? It was like commercialized, no notar, it wasn't even notarized. We sending you a courtesy letter, you could just turn yourself in. I started laughing because I sent the a registered mail. I sent them the copyright notice on registered mail to let them know who it is. And I sent them a fee schedule, and I sent the because I did that Yeah, you know how you claim it as the postmaster, right? You go in the back and you put the buy and the beneficiary, and then you do the stamps on the front and the back, send it
Stamp
off
duty
to
act.
the mail. I
Mhm.
did it that way. Because I passed all this
Your
information.
signal's skipping out, bro. We can't hear you. Your signal's skipping out.
That's probably because when I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, forget I'm in New York State. So
You always,
know
they
what
always
it
do that to Tony every time he start going in. You know, they be like,
Remember
nope.
remember I showed my birth certificate, full faith and credit. They was like, that's why I'd be like, I don't come on a lot because I don't be want to mess you up.
Go ahead.
But
Go
yo,
ahead.
it was hilarious. They got a warrant for the in Legas. I started laughing. They didn't even mention it, but I was laughing. So they told my girl, they was like, oh, we can't let him drive because he don't have a license. So she passed him the passport too. So I told her get out. She said, I'm gonna get out the car and film him. So she went over and they was talking or whatever. I guess till they seen that do not detain. So they came back with a bunch of tickets. All I did was because I did the UCC1 filing. So all I did was like the same day, but I waited. I did it today. I sent the registered mail. I put accepted. I did the name backwards in red and the social security without the dashes on the front and back. And I gave up the because you know how you hit the birth certificate when you're doing the secure party.
Mm-hmm.
You hit it with the stamp and you give them the regular one. I did that to the tickets front and back. They gave me like 3 tickets. They try to use aggregated unlicensed driver. That's how they get you to come into court. But being that I did the situation I did and the paperwork I put in, because I did the what you call it? What the hell did I do again? When I said doing business as the all caps name, I gave them I put the paperwork in the Instagram when I sent you. But anyways, I did that. I ran that to them, and I did it for the next town because it was the same precinct, but they got like town and city. So after you do one special appearance, you don't have to do it anymore. So all I basically did was just accept the tickets for what I'm saying through the UCC1. But the only thing is, as me keep using the passport through the system, it's still running through. It's running through. My girl did the state troopers. I didn't do the state troopers yet.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, I guess y'all heard her in the back.
I heard something. I didn't hear what she said though.
Yeah, she was F them. Yo, my daughter, because I didn't do the driver's license for her. She got
they cutting you again, man.
Yo, did that just go off screen?
They cutting you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cutting you again.
Closed up.
Oh shit, they dead at me.
Yeah, we can still hear them, but barely.
They're playing with it.
Yeah.
Cause I guess because I'm in New York State where all the shit is going on. But they getting tied at first, they're doing it like, how should I say, they're using the plates. They're trying to avoid taking a passport card, but they have no choice. But it was weird though, because I got a warrant on the Illegas. It's just weird and they can't do nothing. But I did the form 56 to the judge so he could discharge the debt.
So you did a form for you appointed him as the trustee.
So they kind of pissed, and then I hit him with the copyright notice. So you send me anything in a letter, because my girl kept going in, putting in papers, and it was like he got a court date. She was like, I guess send him, so mail it to him. Because it's like I gave him the copyright, so if they mail me, that's like $2 million off the top. And I gave him, I gave him I notarized. I did a notary on my passport front and back copy, and I ran it in with the court with the ticket case. I said I got to figure out how to check on it. Also, hold up, what did it say? No judgment has yet been entered, but defendant is not available.
That's what I was going to say. His case will go inactive under something similar to no judgment has yet been entered, but the defendant is not available for adjudication and the court cannot take further action. So, yeah, that's what happens when you put the common law copyright in, I believe.
Yeah.
UCC1, they don't have any standing. Also, if you trademark the name, too, that you can go to the USPTO and you can actually trademark the Illegas. And then, they try to use it. Oh, you want to fuck with my trademark property.
Do you know?
I didn't use it myself. I need to do this though if there's any issues in the future. But they were saying if you put that USPTO trademark in, the case will disappear from the docket.
Do you know I paid that $500 and I did it in the public too with North Western. I did it at Northwest. I paid like 3 and some change because I got my name also capitalized with the LLC, and I did the UPTO, but I claimed everything. Only thing I didn't do yet, I did this shit online. I gotta mail my paperwork. I already bought the I'm just thinking about because this Albany's real close to me, so I'm thinking about just driving it over there, doing it just straight up, because I already filed it online in over in Washington D.C. So me already playing around with it, all the paperwork, because the judge got pissed off when I handed him the UCC one.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "Get out my court, get out my court." Yeah. And it was funny because the lady that was typing, she was laughing because the way I came off when I said the Sue Jarrett, she was like, "Oh, he got him." And then because they stopped the court, he made a mistake. A6, why he didn't read my paperwork before he started court?
They do that.
He said they stopped the court like 15 minutes and took, I guess they came up to my paperwork, and the lawyer just came out and just handed me the disclose. He handed me the discovery and everything. And he said, "I'm out of here." And the judge was like, "How you fire your lawyer? How you fire your lawyer?" I guess when I did the paperwork in, because I already claimed Sue Jarris and I'm not part of the jurisdiction, because he was like, "I'm gonna forcefully, you are part of the jurisdiction." Everything y'all said about when they said I'm gonna put it in as not guilty, I just kept laughing at him, because then I pulled the birth certificate out, the full faith and credit, the one I got authenticated all 3 ways. That's when I got kicked out of court.
They don't like that.
I went in there dressed up. I had the Wallabies on. I had the,
the
linen
Wallabies,
shirt
okay.
on, fresh cut on. And then to make them feel bad, I washed the bins, had it parked right in front of the illegally parked in front of the courthouse. When I walked in, the lawyers thought I was a lawyer, me and my girl, and I was like, no. I guess when I had the speaker on, because the cops that usually see me driving around town, they was pissed I did that. Because I also put in the through the court, I also did the I could bear arms. I did that too. So you already know it's like, yo, I'm gonna put that in the county, because everything in Poughkeepsie is right here. I had to get out the city. In the Bronx, they shooting too many people. They don't even give a damn.
I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you.
They don't give a damn about the passport. They'll shoot first, ask questions last. You know what I mean? But up here, I did the fee schedule. I put that through the court, and I sent it to the Poughkeepsie, because the sheriffs know me already. They just be shaking their head when they see me driving the car. They be like,
they don't do that no more.
Yeah, they just look at the car. And I said, "What did y'all put?" Oh, I said, "Y'all must be new, because you know they did roll call, because I'm the only national out here doing this." One kid tried what y'all said with the mediocre place. I jumped out the car and at the red light. I said, "Yo, you did your passport?" He was like, "Nah." I said, "You going to jail."
Yeah. Oh, nah. Yeah. You out there crazy, boy. You out there with nothing. You crazy.
The way the judge responded to me, he was like, all he said to me was, he was just like, "Someone came before you and tried." I said, "Well, my paperwork showed and proved, and I got it on verbal recording. I'm in front of you. So what are you saying? They didn't get past the door. I'm already past the door. You see the passport. Usually that's the credit card. You know what it is." Because he's like, "You are in jurisdiction." Before I could say I'm not in your jurisdiction. So what, you see my address, right? What does my address say? Because the car come up at the post office. That really pissed them off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in general delivery. And it's funny because my registration been suspended. The last time I got my car inspected was 2022. It's all on my cracked windshield. So he's like, "Oh, you're being an asshole. Why you ain't do the claim on your windshield?" I said, "I still got insurance." He said, "Your insurance is good." I said, "Of course it's good. I'm paying $5 and some change. Why wouldn't it be good?"
Right.
He was like, "Oh, why you don't have the car?" I said, "Because I'm too lazy to put it in the truck. Being that this is New York, I like to get pulled over, and y'all can't do nothing when y'all see that tomato red pop up and it says do not detain." And I asked you, "What did it say?" They come back and say, "Sir, you ran the orange light." I said, "Oh, you mean that do not detain thing? You got the color confused." So, you know what I mean? Because they see the car, so they be like, "Oh, we got one. And every time I just be like, and then they come back, the hands shaking, they yelling, "Sir, Sir,
Yeah.
I have to give you these tickets, sir. I
I
know
seen
you
the video.
drive."
I seen the video. Dude was
I got a
nervous as
couple of
hell.
more, you know what I'm saying? But I don't
Dude,
like
dude
put
was
it
like,
on.
I
You know, I didn't
remember.
post that shit. I only put it on the Telegram. I didn't go, I didn't put it on the joint, yo.
Nah, I saw.
No, I
I
didn't do
saw it.
that
Yeah,
one.
I saw it. I
I
saw it.
didn't do that one with the sheriff because the sheriff tried to play me 2 in the morning.
Oh
He
yeah.
tried
Oh,
to
I didn't see
say
that one.
because there was it was amazing because the gas station's right there. I was going to get some backwoods. So the gas station's right there. The police station across the street from the gas station. The sheriff tried to say I run the light. So when I go to I go to the crib. I said, "Can I go where I domiciled at?" He said, "Do you know that your car still reads to your license?" I said, "Did I pass you that or did I pass you the passport?" And he was like, "Oh, so you're a sovereign citizen." I don't know what a sovereign citizen is. So you tell me what that is. I know I'm a foreign national. I don't know what that shit is. But you see what that passport said when you ran them numbers. They don't like running the numbers. Now I'm gonna tell y'all when y'all playing this game, they're gonna try to not take your passport. They're just gonna hand you a bunch of tickets. Do like y'all seen that little commercial where that them two lawyers said, just shut the fuck up and take the tickets. They can't do nothing to you. Because your
Yeah, but
car's still in the
this
system.
this is why I say people should take their car out of the in legas and put it in the trust
Oh,
because you know
me?
what I mean.
Because I'm in New York, it's fair game out here. So it's like I keep it in there because when they pull me over, they already know me. So it's like
I got you.
the ones that don't know me, those are the ones that want to be assholes. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically like I was going to play around, let my daughter travel in the car. Being that the car's a Benz, you know they're gonna be extra.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So it's hilarious. Go, man. Yeah, sorry, that's my cat asking for food.
No mask, no way says, yeah, well, fully subordinate, fully complying citizens with their hands in the air get shot and killed by order following cops. Hell, they break into homes and kill. That's facts. That's true.
But you want to
know,
know what's funny though? It's just like what Fearless Floyd said. They really do be watching the YouTube because they mentioned it. They was watching. They watch it, yo. He said, "That's that sovereign. I'm still trying to know the Constitution, but yo, you got that the First Amendment down pat." But like you said, Floyd, they do be watching it. And I tried to do the address change to see something regular, being that I did the stamp on that when you showed how to change your address with the estate. Yo, the main company out here, the main postal office, Kingston, New York, hit me with a letter and they said someone tried to change the estate over. I guess when you did the stamp and how you did it, I tried to do it regular and they said, "Nah, we not changing that." Because I guess you all right, you take over as the postmaster. As I've been doing, claiming the letters and sending it registered mail, because I asked them for the label 200 stickers. Them shits hold weight, yo. But they're running out. They didn't even reorder it, but I got 100 of them because I always ask for 10 at a time. Now it's just weird. They won't restock them now. It's been a month now. I'm like, why they not getting it? Because the lawyers coming in the town and take them too. But it's just weird though, yo. But certain states, everybody doesn't realize, or countries and the governors or presidents. That's what everybody's getting confused for. Because I did the Google on the New York Constitution and it's wild, bro. New York Constitution is wild. Also, I was going to do Baltimore, but your shit is crazy already.
Nah, I don't even mess with
these
the.
things?
Yo, how can I pay you to get a roll? They don't want to give it to me.
Yo,
How
yeah,
much
they
you want
wouldn't
for
give
that?
me a roll of them joints, bro. Like they
I'll
only
buy
give
it
me
off
like
you.
3
I
at a
buy it off.
time, yo.
Yo, Floyd,
Yeah.
I buy it off
You mean these
Floyd.
things?
Register.
Yeah, Floyd.
This guy.
Yo, Floyd, can you give me some? I'll do a 1099A. I'll do a 1099A with you.
I can give you some of these because I have a connection at the post office.
Yeah,
Word.
New
Hey,
York,
I tell you
they
what,
won't
we
give
can.
them to me.
Hey, Floyd, let's barter, man. I'll slide you a shirt. You slide me one of them joints. You know what I mean?
Yo, facts, Floyd. I'll hit you with it because I gotta come to you too because I did the trust, but it's not the same as everybody thinking you could do the template, but you still gotta like read it and it's still wary, even though it's just like creating a company. Because if you know how to do the trust, you should be able to know how to company, but everything is different. I even got a bank dictionary. I got all the black laws, but when you're playing in both sets, it's like now out here, being I'm in New York, you gotta like watch everything you do with taxes and everything. They trying to run game taxing the trust and all of that. It's like more documents, and you gotta read a lot because a lot of the information comes with the PDFs, but a lot of people are just filling it out and not reading. But to back yourself up, you do have to authenticate that birth certificate, because if you fuck up, they can still get you because you still hold the status of a 14th Amendment. So even though I do make mistakes here and there, I still have my coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Word up. My man over here breaking it down for y'all. Lauren says you can verify the passport by going to the police and sheriff's office and ask for a record search. Watch what they do when they run it. I was rushed out of the sheriff's office. What?
Yeah, yo. You gotta, like, when you put this paperwork in, everybody need to understand you have to put it in the D. I still gotta go to the county D, but being that I did the CC1 filing, everything's in there. It's like I still gotta go file it at the county. The county turns it into law. So even though I'm doing what I'm doing, that's because I secured myself by authenticating the birth certificate, and I still did a lot of things because I did the common law. I did the commonlaw.com, common law court. I registered my birth certificate and my girl and my daughters with the common law court. And I also, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of procedures because that's the, how should I say, the filing. I know y'all heard about it, the common law courts. You didn't hear about that, Floyd? It used to be, it used to be commonlawcourts.org, but they changed it to the .com.
No, I know nothing about that.
It's international. Go online and look it up. It's commonlawcourts.com. Use Firefox if it don't come up on the Google Chrome.
Somebody else just sent me a picture that they got a roll of the registered mail joints. Yo, how y'all getting rolled?
Yeah, yo, because New York ain't giving it up.
Nope.
New York ain't
giving
giving it up
when I go up there.
Now I only get 10 at a time.
That's what comes up when you run my ID.
I got you.
Nice. Hey, Tony, what's your channel name? That's his channel right there.
Yeah, A6, grind time.
yeah. He don't. You know what I mean? My man like,
because I'm out here, yo. If I do it out here, I be on the Telegram group with A6. That's where right, I be on. I be at, or I come on live here, because being that I'm in New York, I don't want them to cap me because I'm doing a lot out here. And I could tell I'm the only one, because y'all see when I talk sometimes, they be breaking my shit up because I be giving out too much shit.
Or Midwest EDU on YouTube. It's a Chicago Bears emblem. I wrote down my declaration of status, power of attorney.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did in the court.
Indemnity agreement, fire. Yeah, that's the secure party joint. I mean, tried and true, man. Tried and true.
Yo, this shit is crazy, yo. But y'all gotta learn how to play with them IRS documents.
Yeah, yo,
did you do the discharge?
I don't know what you're talking about,
three credit cards. I discharged 3 credit cards with that stamp, bro. Facts, bro.
Word. Hey.
You didn't open up the Treasury Direct account yet?
I can either confirm or deny what you're asking me, sir.
Oh, also, yo, Floyd, yo, A6, did y'all do this? Why did I do the account numbers to all my bank accounts, my Navy, Federal, and all that, and I put them on my UCC1 filing on attachment A.
UCC3.
Yeah, but I put it all on the filing, because you know after you do the private agreement, and you do the attachment A, I added all that shit with there. So I mean, when they try to dead the account, because even though they closed the account on the public side, you know what I'm talking about, A6. But I can't go too deep because I don't want to.
Me either. That's why I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta say the copyright.
I don't even know what a bank account is.
But you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Those that know the game, you know the game. The ones that's like, yo, what do they talk about? You gotta do your studying, yo.
You gotta do more studying. Get in them books.
I can't say too much, or you gotta join A6 Telegram group.
I need to get in the Telegram if y'all want to talk about stuff.
Because I be on Fearless Floyd too. I be on his Telegram too. I be on your joint too, bro. You be giving out mad knowledge. That's why I got that how to do that postal. That shit really works out here because they so pissed. They be I got general delivery and I got a PO box. So it's weird. I got all three EINs going to the PO box, but I got the estate as general delivery. That's the main one. Okay. And I did the banker, but I'm still trying to practice with the individual banker. because you know how you gotta get the fins number and all of that, but I ain't gonna say that on here. I'll
You're
talk
doing
to
a
you
lot
about
right
that.
now, man. I'm gonna have to cut you short.
Yeah.
So with that
Yo,
said, man,
I'll
listen,
see you later, bro.
I
see you
gotta
on
get ready to
Telegram.
go, bro.
I
Because
see you on the Telegram. I see you on the Telegram, Floyd.
all right,
Because I'm
all
under
right.
King Tony on the Telegram, so I'll see y'all both on there.
Yeah, hit me up, bro, if you want to roll these.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna hit. You got the put up. Why you didn't put up your You going on Telegram tonight?
Just hit him privately, bro.
A6.
I'm always popping in and out.
Yeah, because I'm King Tony with the fiat, with all the fiat on the profile.
Yeah, just hit me up, man. Send me a DM.
Yeah, I got you.
True indeed, true indeed.
I got you.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed,
you'll have
man.
it,
I'm ready to wind it down for you guys, though, man. It's getting late. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's been an excellent show. A lot of good information, of course, as usual. The information here is always good. Let's be honest. Tony, you can take the floor now.
Oh, if y'all want any more information, just hit A6 up or Floyd, because I be on both of their joints. They both be interacting with each other. They both got good game. I'm gonna speak it streetwise. They both can put you where you need to be. Because if you could go back further months on the Telegram, you could see what you missed out on and still catch up. But yo, yeah, if y'all are playing around, authenticate them birth certificates. It do play a part in the commerce. You do have to listen to what these two each process is different, but that trust game, you do need to know how to do that trust. Because to protect yourself, see, I be playing around because I got knowledge of a whole lot of stuff because I be reading a lot of stuff. But if y'all do not choose to read, you have to. I don't know how you gonna make it just by watching the videos. You can watch a video 100 times, you still have to read. Floyd will point you to the right direction on trust. A6 bounce around in all 360. He even help you out with your nature thoughts. If you want any more information, I can't do live for myself, being that I'm in New York State. So I'll draw too much attention, being that a lot of people out here that doesn't know about it. They're worried that I might teach people. That's what they're worried about. Then I'll become an enemy of the state, not in the public, but in the private. You know what I'm saying? If I travel alone, they'll do things to me on the New York State highways. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I'll be on both of their telegrams or whatever. Or I'll come on A6 Live. I just got to cap certain things I say.
Please.
That's why I don't come on the lives that much. That's why I make little comments in the chat. But y'all do have to read, and y'all do have to go at Floyd for the trust. Because if you want to know, you gotta trust is being an honor, and you do have to open up a trust account. Because the way they already opened the Fed system came out now. That's why they killed the Cashapp dude. Right now, they just testing the waters. But just to keep myself safe, they do. Oh, I meant to tell y'all too. Do y'all know they got a system of restricted in the bank? They got restricted, sovereign. They got yeah, they got you labeled, yo. And they got you under the 14th Amendment citizen. If y'all don't have a trust account, I'm gonna tell you like this: they're gonna start capping your bank accounts. The ones they're gonna keep, if you still a 14th Amendment citizen, you can't go over 600. They're gonna come hard at you.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
So I'm gonna tell you right now: if y'all in the public and you didn't start your private, good luck to you. Good luck. Good luck, because they're gonna eat you alive. And you better do it this year, because 2024, because I'm sure Floyd told you and A6, it's about to get real severe. They're not playing, yo. They already taking money. Soon, because I'm in New York, they already starting to run the machines without humans running it.
Yeah.
You now go and the camera's right on you, because I try to see if they counted something, and the camera went off. I was like, yo, the lady came. They had one person watching 15 machines, yo. They got it out in BJ's, and they got 2 people running the registers. And they're not taking cash. They want credit cards. They got one line for cash, yo. That shit is crazy, yo.
I do concur with that. But yo, we gotta wind it down though. We going way over. I gotta get off here. Floyd, I'm gonna go ahead and pass you the floor.
Floyd, I'm gonna see you on Telegram.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm over here waiting on you.
I'm going right now.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Support us. Support A6. Support King Tony. Hit our boy Bad Wolf up. I don't know where he's at tonight. He was dealing with some family issues earlier, so I guess he's still entrenched in that. But yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on your show, man. Always.
No doubt. Always good to have you, man.
I need your address to send you these.
Got you. You got that. I'll slide it over to you, man. And you already know what time it is, what rhyme it is. It is 864 National Born Natural. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, the path to freedom is through our bravery, and there's no problems, only solutions. With that said, I will see you guys next Sunday. Peace.
Good night, everybody.